Oh, you dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be back.
He'll be back. But yeah, no, you had
I'll
some
be right
stuff
back,
in
guys.
there that I wasn't aware of about the Ranger. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
looking forward to your next ones.
Oh yeah.
How long did it take you to do
deep
that?
dives?
Yeah, it was a deep dive into everything everything we know so far about the Ranger javelin.
Oh, okay.
And then tomorrow I have the Colossus going up. I may put up the Interceptor with that, and then on Saturday, the last one will go up.
The best one, Storm, baby.
Yeah, Storm, dude. The reason that one's last is because that one has so much more encompassed around it because it does a lot of debuffing and buffing.
Yeah.
So that one has it kind of synergizes the whole team when you have one.
Yeah.
Also, it said lore wise that it's a javelin that was created by the enemy,
by the Dominion. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that's another reason I left it for last because I want to tie all that.
Does it have a Titan class? Is there a Titan class?
The Colossus is.
The Colossus, yeah, that's like your equivalent to a Titan, a tank, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Grab a drink real quick.
Yeah, that video took about 6 hours, roughly.
Wow.
6. Yeah, 6. I recording it probably. I want to say probably about 45. No, about an hour and a half to record it. And then another hour and a half to piece the video together, get all the footage, cut it up in the right spots, and do all the overlays with the text and everything. And then it probably took more to research. It took longer to research everything. It took about 2 hours to research it.
Yeah, I can understand that because like I said, you found stuff about it, and I've been really going deep ever since I played the closed alpha. I've really been kind of going deep into learning more about the lore and trying to learn what I can from the little bit of tidbits information they've been giving people. But that's why I like your video and people who put the work in to actually edit it, and like the stuff they talking about, you actually see on the screen and it's relevant to what you're seeing on the screen. I like how people do videos like that. Like I think you do a really great job in the videos you do. And I'm not trying to diss anyone, but I see other people who make videos and it's really like they just got like a reel of just it's just fluff. It's nothing that is going on the screen is pertaining to anything they're saying. Whereas like you can kind of tell like they made that like, I mean, how long did it take them to put that together? They pretty much just took some old footage they already did and they just talked over it. So I appreciate guys actually putting the work in.
Yeah, I could have easily just took probably the story because a lot of that footage came from like the story trailer that they put out recently, like probably 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I could have literally just played that whole trailer and just put everything over the top of it. But I wanted to call out the actual abilities like, hey, this is what the melee ability looks like.
Yeah.
This is what the grenade, like they only had one grenade. They only showed off one grenade ability, which was the frost grenade.
Yeah. And that's, when I played it in the closed off, I was only able to use the frag grenade. But I really enjoy using the range. I think the range is going to be like your all-purpose, all around utility javelin. I personally, I really want to get the interceptor. That's the one that I really want to use the most. But when I was playing the closed alpha, when I was doing just like free range stuff, I went just searching around, just kind of like exploring the world, and I ended up seeing a camp of enemies. And I just went down and just started attacking them. And the next thing I know is like I started to get overwhelmed. There was just like a whole bunch of enemies all over the place. And then I just started letting loose. Like, initially I was just kind of playing it like how you play like Mass Effect. You're just shooting your gun. You're not really like you use ability. You remember, oh yeah, I got abilities. Let me use abilities now. But then once it started to get a little hectic, I was like, all right, let me start unloading with everything I got. And it got pretty good. Like it's I'm really excited. I really can't wait to play.
Yeah, I watched
Friday.
Dado. Dado put up a video yesterday, and he was super excited because he played as the Storm, and he said the content that they put them into was like upper level echelon hard and stuff. So he was like, this is what he said. He wasn't too impressed at first until he got to the later rounds where they bumped up the difficulty on him, and he was like, my God, he was like, this game is amazing. When you play it at that type of level, he said the game is freaking amazing.
I can't remember what they called it, but it's like there's a certain level you hit, and then it's like level 2 of that same Grandmaster, like level 1 Grandmaster, 2 Grandmaster, and 3 Grandmaster.
Upper level 3 Grandmaster.
Yeah. So man, first thing I'm doing, and I know this is wrong, and I shouldn't be giving EA this money, but you remember that N7 Mass Effect skin?
Yep. I'm already there with you.
First thing I am buying.
I am gonna buy that.
I don't care how much it costs. EA, please, just don't make it like $20-$25. Don't PUBG me. But just like but like if it's like $5, look, I'm gonna throw that thing down and put that skin on immediately. Even though I got the legendary pack, I got all the legendary skins for all of them. I'm gonna put that N7 one on first. I think it's fire.
I agree. Can't go wrong with that at all.
What's up, chat? What's up, J Street, Chief Tomei, Wild Bait 66, Ujiro.
Yeah,
Slow-mo has a game to use to slam on Destiny.
Right.
The fact that they don't incorporate the javelins into like story elements is a bit disappointing, man. Because like the fact that the storm does come from the enemy, like you would think that'd be like a pretty sweet story beat that they could kind of like play up on. But
I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen because everybody's story. The one thing that I really do appreciate about it is they let so little of the story aspect get out because your story is your story because everybody goes into their own instance whenever they go back to Fort Tarsus, which is something I really wish Destiny would have did. So you can like get deeper storytelling around the events you do in the game. But I'm kind of happy they didn't show any of that.
By the way, Fort Tarsus looks amazing. Like the way
I can't wait to see it.
The people are just like you see like markets and stuff like it'll go from the jump pad where the javelins are to like right beside that because everyone's so crowded there. There's like markets and people selling stuff and all that, and just the way the people aren't just, you can just tell these are just NPCs going through a random script of, look like you're actually going about your day doing something. These people look like they actually have purpose in doing things and kind of, walking back and forth and actually going somewhere kind of stuff. Like they put a lot of detail into it. And, hey, maybe with the storm, maybe that the storm isn't one that you can get immediately after. Because I think it's like once you hit level 2, you can switch out of the Ranger to a different one. Maybe the storm is held off. We don't know.
Maybe, once you get later into the game, you find a way to craft and build it or something. No one really knows how it is. My question is, I still haven't found out yet, and I don't know if they explain it in the demo or the beta or the alpha. Fort Tarsus is the actual fortress that's housing all of your story elements, but there's also the city. Is Tarsus City the city surrounding Fort Tarsus, or is it the same thing?
I thought it was the same thing, but I'm not 100% certain. But I was about to say something I completely forgot. Oh well, it could probably come back to me. Go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say, we've just been rambling. First of all, let's at least put a face to this podcast as everybody. As everybody. Oh, there he is. Go ahead and do your intros, bro. I was about to do it for you because I didn't know if you was back.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, he feeling good now. He must have got you a shot of hen or a shot of red crown.
Oh yeah, the macho man.
Got the Randy Savage going on there.
Yeah, because why? Because you are savage, slow-mo. That's why.
Hey, look, man. I ain't do nothing,
knowledge
man.
bomb from someone today.
All I did was I seek to inform, and I mean that poor fanboy. I hope he makes it. I hope he survives. I know he hasn't been seen since, and you know, I just young man out there, your family loves you. Just come home. People are concerned about you.
Damn.
You and Luca have no shame, bro.
Slow-mo put him on a milk carton.
You put him on a milk carton, and Luca sent out the APB.
Yes, she did. She's like, "Excuse me,
has anybody seen this young man?"
I love that Slow-mo's like, "That's not true." He's like, "We had blah 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 on," and then someone's like, well, someone said something, and Slow-mo's like, "Yeah, go to 41 minutes and like 2 seconds into the podcast. Thank you."
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and look, so the way the whole thing happened, like it was like I'm about to go to bed, and Forte knows I don't stay up late, so I'm like literally in bed, and I just look at my phone, and I'm like, what is this nonsense? I'm seeing a fanboy who is saying something, but basically what he was talking about, because I don't want the audience to not understand what I'm talking about, but essentially he tried to take 2 pieces of information that did not relate very well together and use that to make the claim, which he called was facts, and they weren't facts, but make a claim that Game Pass does not help Microsoft's game sell, and is actually negatively hurting Microsoft game sell. And for longtime listeners of BRAP, you guys know we had Matt Piscatello on like 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
And I asked him that question directly, and he said the exact opposite. And now when it comes to who am I going to believe? Am I going to believe a NPD analyst, or am I going to believe some fanboy on Twitter? I'm going to go with the NPD analyst. And so, right. I mean, I just put it out there, and this dude, like, I went to sleep, man. I tweeted what I tweeted. I went to sleep. Next thing I know, it's like 5 a.m. I'm getting notifications. People like, yo, what's the timestamp on that? I'm like, what? Are y'all still talking? They were literally arguing all night about that.
They were, yeah.
Like, what the hell? Literally? Seriously? So that's why I just like, and I told him, I like, look, man, you really hurting your credibility when you out here arguing all night long. And you know you're wrong. And now here's the evidence. 41 minutes, 34 seconds. You're welcome. Now, after that, I got all that stuff that Luca did, sizing it up. That was all Luca. You know how she is. And she is. I tried to let it go. I tried to let it be, but people just couldn't let it go. And so, like, I mean, now he in witness protection or something. I mean, ain't nobody seen this ninja since. So I'm like, that's what I said. I hope he is okay. I hope he's safe wherever he is.
He's in the archives.
Wow. In the archives. Wow. Okay.
Oh my
God. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deter the show.
No, that's why I gave the Macho Man, because that shit was savage. That's why it opened up like that. So that was it was funny, man. It was definitely funny. But
you know what? He would have been informed, and he would have had the knowledge that he sought if he was a listener of BRAP.
If he
this is true, Slow-mo.
He had the information that he sought if he listened to BRAP.
This is true. Those are facts. Listen, if you listen to BRAP, you will learn something on an occasion. Yeah, you will learn something. You will learn something. We have guys on like Matt Piscatella, David Jaffe on last week. You will learn things.
Hey, every guy Chris Ross said ninjas love not knowing.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know that shit. That applies to fanboys too, man.
Yes, it does. Too funny. But everyone, welcome back to BRAP podcast 140. We are
episode 1.
Episode 1.
Enrique is already.
We reset for the new year.
What are you drinking, Enrique? Because this has already got you leaning a little.
I'm not drinking any scissor. I'm having
Is it mixed with 7-Up?
No 7-Up. I'm actually having a beer right now. A nice cold beer, an IPA. It's pretty good.
Ooh, which one? Which one?
It's actually one by Sierra Nevada. It's their New England IPA. I forget what it's called. Shit, what is it called? Anyhow, if you Google New England IPA Sierra Nevada, you'll find it. But it's actually one of the best New England IPAs I've ever had. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with New England IPAs, they're a little bit lighter, not as hoppy. Not as hoppy as other IPAs, not as bitter as other IPAs.
So it doesn't taste like soap.
Huh?
So it doesn't taste like soap.
No, it doesn't taste like it. It actually has hints of citrus with a hoppy aftertaste in the palate.
Because what I notice about anything that has a lot of hops in it, it tastes like freaking soap.
Yeah, no, this actually, the one thing you'll notice about the difference with New England IPAs and other IPAs, the New England IPAs, because they're more, I guess, have more of a citrus flavor. They're also a little bit when you hold them up to the light, they look a little more I don't know how to describe it, like hazy. So, but they're good. I mean, they're not as strong as Chief Tommy says. Nevada, I used to live there. Yeah, so no, it's good stuff. I just don't remember what this particular brand by Sierra Nevada is called, but anyhow.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to BRAP, everyone. If you didn't get a chance to listen to us on Saturday, we were on Boomstick.
Double barrel.
Double barrel. Why you call it? It's Boomstick XL, but it's Double Barrel Gaming. We were on Double Barrel Gaming channel, or Boomstick channel, Double Barrel Gaming. He was actually kind enough to showcase BRAP, help us get to 1,000 subs. We are actually 11 subs away from 1,000. So please, people.
I see 10
subs. So please, people, please subscribe. Get us to 1,000. Maybe we'll give away a console. Emphasis on maybe.
Emphasis on maybe.
Throw that out there.
That maybe is in bold and underlined.
Yes.
Blinking red.
I bet you get an 11 on the quick.
With an all red outer glow around it.
If you announce right now that we're giving away a console by the end of the show for 11, so I bet you the 14 count will go up to like 75 before the end of the show.
Oh yeah, I agree. It would. Hey, look, if I said we're giving away like an Xbox One X for hitting 1,000, we'd be like at 2,000 subs overnight, something crazy like that. So,
like, get on in here. We're giving away a Soldier Boy console.
Hey, I heard
we might lose subs.
I heard Fortnite's gonna be on the Soldier Boy console.
So maybe Fortnite actually responded to a question about that, and they said no, we're not going to be on any other illegal hardware. Sorry.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, well. So we're not going to be on it no more.
Yeah. So definitely go to Double Barrel Gaming and check us out on that channel. Saturday was a great show, and last week. Yeah, big shout out to Boomstick again. Thank you again for having us on. And if you missed it last week, we had David Jaffe on, which was a very interesting, enlightening conversation. It's not for a younger viewing audience. I just want to throw it out there. Lots of F-bombs and other colorful commentary. But no, David was great. Loved having him on. And, big shout out to him for coming on and hanging out with us again. But
that was a great show too, because David had a lot of great insight in things that I didn't I was really surprised by some of his answers with his thoughts about next gen and just where he thought Sony and Microsoft would be and what they'd be doing next gen. It was really really interesting.
Yeah, no, it was. I was surprisingly surprised by his comments on next gen too, and what he thinks Sony needs to do. I mean, Sony's, has done a masterful job this console gen, but
phenomenal.
He seems to think that Microsoft's in a position to eat take their lunch. So, but if you want to hear more about, what David Jaffe had to say about his thoughts on next console gen, definitely watch that episode, which was podcast 139. So, without further ado, I want to do a quick introduction. because I always get to do this, of the co-host of BRAP. Man, I'm feeling good right now. That beer's kicking in.
Hey, that's a really good IPA.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
For real, man.
I have to send you guys some, man. Overnight it.
You take a picture of the bottle for us.
Yeah. So, real quick, want to introduce B Money. B, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? You know, another great Wednesday, man. The gaming season is about to kick off this week, so I'm super excited, man. You know, Resident Evil 2 drops this Friday, and then Anthem beta is this weekend, and
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Kingdom Hearts drops next week, so I'm ready, man.
Man, that's next week already, huh?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Broadcasting from sunny South Florida from his yacht. Eric Jackson, what's going on, man?
I sold the yacht, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
sold
man.
the yacht.
Yeah. Boat, man. Boat fees are a bitch.
It's funny, man.
Yeah. No, it's good to be here, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to chop it up with you guys, kick it with the chat. Yeah.
All right. Our resident New England Patriots fan.
Oh, I forgot 14. Damn it.
Gaming Forte. What's going on, Forte?
I thought your boy was out of this weekend.
Man. I thought he was out of there.
The refs made sure he wasn't out of there.
Don't blame refs. Don't blame refs. Blame D4 for being offside.
Hey, Slow-Mo, the only people that disagree with that sentiment are Patriots fans, but those dudes get help every time.
Every time, man.
I'm gonna get some point. Forte's not gonna disagree with me. I see what he thinks about this. No, last year playoffs, Pittsburgh, dude caught the ball, brought it over the pylon, which in the rules is the ball crosses, that's a touchdown, right?
Yep.
Dropped to the ground, had possession all the way around, ball hit the ground, came out, but over the goal line, that's not a touchdown.
No, that ball came out before the goal line, though.
Nah, man.
No, because the same exact play happened in the Super Bowl with Zach Ertz, and they called it a touchdown. But the only difference is Zach Ertz slammed the ball on the goal line, and it counted as a touchdown. If it would have been on the 1 yard line, it would have been a fumble.
I don't know. All right, let's we'll get into Tom Brady here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Before they got them blue and silver glasses on right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I was nervous just like everybody else. I skipped I died 5 times that day.
Yeah. Wait, we'll get to that in a sec. That is a topic this evening. We're going to deviate from gaming to talk about Tom Brady, but without further ado, a slow-mo I can't even talk. Slow-mo backslap.
IPA got him lit.
That IPA got him leaning.
Wait, you got to say it right, man. It is slow-mo king of the bat slap.
Or, yes, king of the backslap. Or slow-mo backslappiest.
Backslappiest.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot Lucas said that. Yeah, man. Look, I've been waiting to chop it up with you guys all day, man. I'm sitting at work, updating SSL certificates on web pages and whatnot.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, great fun, right? I cannot wait to get back home, start talking some gaming, and then after gaming, try to actually get some gaming in for once. I guess happy to be back among the Brat fan. That's all.
All right, man.
We miss you too.
Yeah.
Yes, we miss. Yes, so
that life shit has been messing stuff up, man.
Yeah, life is like. Let me tell you something. Work responsibilities, all that stuff's overrated.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about that. But let's. I want to get into a topic that's not. We don't typically talk about sports here on Brat, but I've had this debate quite a bit this week, and it revolves around Tom Brady. Well, those you don't know who Tom Brady is, I don't have to tell you. But Tom Brady, quarterback of the New England Patriots, who, as we know, got some extra help from the sixth man, the referees, the NFL. And let me tell you something. You could laugh all you want, Forte, but I did not. I was unaware that tapping a quarterback on his shoulder was roughing the passer. Man. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the rule, but apparently it is. Apparently, if you look at Tom Brady wrong, it's roughing the passer.
For real.
You shake that dude's hand,
That
you're
guy
getting ejected.
That guy tapped him on the shoulder to ask for directions. He got a flag.
Yeah, you cannot talk to Tom Brady. You can't look at him. You can't say flags. Flags will fly. You'll get hit in the face with a flag. You can't. And let me tell you something else about Tom Brady. He is 41, going on 42, right?
41 going on 42.
41. Yeah. I am convinced he goes overseas. He does these treatments we don't know about. I'm telling you, the guy's been hanging out with Barry Bonds.
Yeah, but at least Barry Bond gained weight though.
Hey, you know what? But Barry's on some new shit. They turned Tom on.
Hey,
we knew Barry was using because his head got so big.
The newer drugs don't make you get big like that now. Like when Alex Rodriguez was on, I forgot what he was on. It was something called Bole or something like that.
Yeah, Bole.
Yeah, he didn't get big. It just it kept him. It kept his muscles from really like dealing with the wear and tear of the long baseball season. Hey, look, when you old like that. I mean, I'm not saying he's definitely on it, or he's doing that little blood platelet thing that Tiger Woods and Kobe Bryant used to do. But I mean, being 41 years old and still playing, I mean, it ain't natural.
And look, and he didn't have statistically, he didn't have a bad year this year for a 41-year-old, and he's been playing. I mean, come on, the guy's been he's got some wear and tear. I mean, quarterbacks for the most part don't have wear and tear like, linebackers, running backs do. I mean, the shelf life is obviously longer because they don't, get as much impact unless you're Alex Smith, who I don't know. Slow-mo, if you saw, man, he was at the
Wizards game.
The Wizards game, and you see that cast that he had on?
No, because I refused to watch the Wizards until they fire Ernie Grunfeld, so I didn't see it.
Right. But he had one of those casts that had like the pins in it to support I forget what they call it.
He's not coming back.
I don't know if he'll ever play again. Though.
He's done.
Never playing again.
Sign Nick Foles. They should sign Nick Foles, man.
I don't know about that either, man. Nick is inconsistent, man.
Hey, who? Okay, look, who would you take, Nick Foles or Colt McCoy?
Well, I mean, of course, I'll take Nick Foles, but I would rather they try to trade up in the draft and get a new quarterback, like a rookie.
Oh man, I don't know.
Take Stafford. Y'all can have him.
No, we don't want either.
Y'all can have Stafford.
I know a guy that you guys should get.
Who?
We don't want Ryan
Tannehill.
We don't want that. We do not want Tannehill.
Fine, you can take Matt Moore.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I just want to say something. Matt Moore. Hey, I want to say we need a quarterback like
quarterbacks.
Hey, we need a quarterback like your quarterback.
No, I don't know, man.
You don't think Baker Mayfield's gonna be good, man?
Baker Mayfield's that deal.
Baker Mayfield is already good. He's gonna.
B doesn't sound like he's sold. B doesn't sound like you're not sold on him, man.
No, I like Baker. I like Baker Mayfield.
Oh Lord, this is the thing. He can't be too excited because he's a Browns fan and he doesn't want to.
Doesn't want to jinx it.
He doesn't want to jinx it.
I'm not a Browns fan at heart. I'm still a Bears fan at heart.
Oh, you're just like me.
Nowhere.
I'm a fan of the Detroit Lions, but I can't take losing.
Yeah,
I'm used to fine wine at this point.
Oh my goodness.
See, man, here I used to have some options, man. Like I used to be able to go to the Canes and be like, all right, Dolphins ain't gonna do shit. I got the Canes.
Broncos fans. So let me address your comment about this phantom pass interference call. I mean, not pass interference. This phantom.
You said it right.
The faster call.
Said it right.
It's not roughing the passer.
Listen. You're not even going. Let me say what I'm going to say.
There's nothing to argue here.
Listen.
Enrique, let him go. Let him make whoever he about to make up. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm not going to make up anything because that was a bogus call. I agree. 100%. But guess what? Unfortunately, anybody that watches football, who makes that call on the quarterback? Does anybody know what referee makes that call on the quarterback if they get roughing the passer?
Is that the back judge?
Exactly. Where was the back judge at?
In the stands.
He might have been for the win that he saw that call. Back Judge, if you look at the replay, Back Judge was behind Tom Brady. When he went to swipe for that ball, all you saw was Tom Brady's helmet tilt down, meaning he didn't hit him in the head. He just like grazed the front of his face mask. Right. So it made his helmet look like it went down, and he threw the flag when he saw that motion. Now, the problem is you should never make a call unless you see it actually happen. And that was the problem that happened with that play. So I agree. They got away with, some foolery on that one. But guess what? It was only 2nd and 7. It wasn't like it was 3rd and 7 where that would have been a punting situation. We saw. Wait, hold on.
I thought that was a 3rd down.
No, it was 2nd and 7, brother. 2nd and 7. So, and we saw what happened in overtime. On every 3rd down they had, and Tom Brady had to show that he was the GOAT of all GOATs. So can't nobody sit here and tell me just because that call happened, they weren't going to probably get the first down because he got the first down.
Defense, man. That's all it was. They knew exactly where that ball was going every trip. I don't even play football anymore, but I could tell exactly where the ball was going.
Oh, dude, did you hear Tony Romo?
Tony Romo
in announcing it?
He's calling everything. He's like, they're going to go here. Boom.
They're going to go there. Boom. Yeah.
He's like, as soon as they
put Gronk outside, he was like, "Oh, Gronk outside, watch out!"
But that was obvious. That was obvious. They always do that as a mismatch because Gronk is one. He's fast and he's so much bigger than the corner.
But why is Tony Romo calling it out in the Kansas City Chiefs ain't fixing that?
Right.
Well, I mean, look, I just. Look, yeah. I don't want to focus too much on the game per se because look, Tom Brady's going back to the Super Bowl. This is what his
9 times,
ninth trip to the Super Bowl. How many? What is this? 8 straight AFC Conference Championship games for them. Is that right?
8 straight AFC Championship games, 9 Super Bowls.
9 Super Bowls. All right. So the argument is Tom Brady the GOAT?
There is no argument.
Greatest of all time.
There is no argument.
I just want to give a shout out to Brian McHenry in the live chats, Lemieux66. Lemieux is a diehard Steelers fan. He actually tweeted something out this afternoon that he wanted me to share. I think this was for you, Forte. He wanted me to share this with you.
Oh, okay.
Regarding Tom Brady being.
You probably saw my tweets over the course of that day. I was tweeting like crazy during the Super Bowl.
So according to Lemieux, Lemieux on Twitter said, "Laughing my fucking ass off. GOAT ? Caught cheating 2 times doesn't make you GOAT. More like a cuck."
Oh, let me answer that question. So
now little bias there. He's a Steelers fan.
Yeah. Don't get mad because your team can't keep their problems in house and they implode in the middle of the season and don't even make the playoffs.
All right, but so Forte, I might be GOAT because I know you think he's GOAT. He's greatest of all time, right?
There's a reason too.
Yeah, but let's go to you, B Money. I'd like to get your thoughts on this real quick. As somebody who is a big football fan, do you think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time?
I'll probably give him the GOAT status, to be honest, but he's not the greatest to me. I think Joe Montana is still a better quarterback.
How?
Really?
Please explain.
Joe Montana put on a better show, man.
Huh?
Put on a better show.
Oh my God, bro! Have you watched the last 2 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you, B.
Have you watched the last 2? Wait, hold on. Have you watched the last 2 Super Bowls? Please tell me you took the glasses off and watched the Super Bowls.
That Atlanta comeback was big, but I mean, I know what you're saying.
I don't believe in. I've never believed in Atlanta.
No, it's not about who you believed in. Never. But did you see what transpired in those Super Bowls?
And like I just said, I never believed in Atlanta, so it didn't matter.
What about that?
I knew they were gonna lose.
What about that Seattle Super Bowl?
The Seattle Super Bowl, they fucking gave that away.
See, look, this is what y'all keep. Okay, so this is
they gave that Super Bowl away. Seattle should have won the Super Bowl.
They should have.
Let me ask you this.
They had the ball. They had timeouts, and they fucking didn't run the ball with beast mode. They wanted Russell Wilson to be that guy, and he wasn't. All they had to do was run the ball in, and it was game over.
What happened in the game? What happened in the game against Kansas City? Who actually scored the winning touchdown in that game against Kansas City?
Which game?
The last one.
one.
The last one.
Well, okay.
It was Burkhead. Rex Burkhead scored the touchdown. Guess what? From the 1 yard line, people say, why you ain't gonna put the ball in Tom Brady's hand? It's not about Tom Brady, it's about the team. The team won because they did the right thing.
That's the same reason why Seattle lost Super Bowl, because they didn't think about the team.
This is the question that I'm gonna ask you though, while you're saying that. Every Super Bowl Tom Brady's lost, what did he do to not lose those games? Because if I remember correctly, and I watched every last one of them because I've been a fan ever since 2001.
Of course,
the first Super Bowl, yes, because I was a dude. I'll give you a perfect example. Fan. No, hell no, because I always been a Tom Brady fan because I'm a Michigan fan. I loved him at Michigan, and unfortunately, he was fighting with Henny for snaps, and him and Brian Greasy, and they was all going back and forth with snaps and stuff. But I always been a Tom Brady fan. When he got picked up by New England, I wasn't a true New England Patriot fan at that point. I was just a Tom Brady fan. So I didn't become a New England fan until probably 2007 when they just broke every record available and they lost that Super Bowl, and I cried for the first time as a sports fan. That's when I knew I was a Patriot fan for real. But think about every game that they lost. Tom Brady has always listen. Tom Brady has put that team in the position to win every Super Bowl, and who gave those games up? The defense gave those games up.
What about the cheating?
What cheat? That's what that's not a.
Wait a minute. They
filmed the practice. They filmed the practice against the Rams, and the whole Deflategate thing. They got fined by the NFL for that.
The Patriots got fined for that.
But he's a member of the Patriots,
benefited from it, Forte. He benefited
from deflating those balls.
What? Wait. So you're the same ball. Wait. Hold on. The same balls that in the second half they ended up going out with properly inflated footballs. Went out and beat the Indianapolis Colts. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Brett Favre cheat?
What? No one knows if anybody else cheat. The Patriots just happen to be the team that everybody for some reason wants to catch.
Oh no, they got caught because
hold on. What team? Wait. What happened? There's teams that went. Oh, so just because the Patriots win, everybody want to hate on them. But there's teams out there that be piping sound through their speaker systems inside the stadium to make it seem louder than it actually is, which is against the rules too. And they got fined for that too. So people get fined for everything.
That's one thing that doesn't raise up to the level of stealing signals. That doesn't raise up to the level to hacking into the Bluetooth headsets to hear what the quarterback is saying to the coaches. That doesn't raise up to the level of taping practices. Come on.
I will say this.
What happened with the last four Super Bowls? So this all happened in the first three. This is what y'all saying. The first three Super Bowls that the Patriots won were fraudulent. So I'll get whatever, because y'all saying that they cheated. What happened in the last four?
Look, I'm gonna say it like this. I will give Tom Brady the GOAT, because you can't argue with the results, the wins. The stats, he kind of, he doesn't really. Well, he used to break under the pressure if he gets hit a lot. So he still kind of
does.
Every quarterback does.
He's not every quarterback does that.
Yes, every quarterback does.
Who doesn't break like that?
He's not tough like Joe Montana.
Drew Brees did break like that because he had the worst game he could ever have in that game against the Rams.
Real quick,
every time Brady gets hit more than 3 times in the first quarter, he's a different quarterback.
But that's also against teams that can actually continuously put pressure on them, like the Ravens and the New York Giants and the Denver Broncos are the only teams that were able to do that to them.
Real quick, I want to go to live chat because Brian McHenry says Tom Brady be like up, down, left, right.
A-B, start.
Yeah, but it's a video game.
I want to say something though. I know where you're coming from with Joe Montana. Now, Joe Montana played in a different era where they were coming after you.
Oh yeah.
And Joe Montana was getting popped. Joe Montana played during a time where there were actually dynasties. The Bears. He came out of the 80s. You think about the teams of the 80s. It was the 49ers, the Bears, and the Redskins, and the Giants.
And the Giants, yeah.
Right? And if you look at all those teams, the Bears had a phenomenal defense. The Redskins had a decent defense. The Giants always had a good defense. And he was consistently playing against those teams, and he was getting popped all the time. Yeah. So it's a different era. So you gotta factor that in. Look, I from a stats perspective and just winning, has there ever been a winning quarterback like Tom Brady? No. But I got to be honest with you, for me, that you might have to put a little asterisk next to his name because of the cheating.
The cheating. And like you really can't go off of stats alone because this is a different era. Back then, they didn't pass as much as they do now. Plus, the rules were different. Corners, you could bump receivers, hand check people. You know, it was a different era that like defenders can't lead with their helmet no more. Dudes used to get jacked up out there. You went across the middle, you were expecting to get upended. And now that doesn't happen anymore. So.
Look, man, the only thing I'll say about this is, and this is blasphemy because Joe Montana was one of my favorite quarterbacks, but he was the only one that was in this conversation for GOAT status up until 2 years ago when Tom Brady pulled out that whole 28-3 miracle against the Atlanta Falcons, and it all changed that day. So, but the biggest thing that people got to realize is, who was Joe Montana throwing the ball to all those years?
Jerry Rice.
And who else? John Taylor. He had, who else? Who was his coach? Bill Walsh. George Seifert. He had him a really good. So Tom Brady and Roger Craig was the running back. Tell me who Tom Brady has had throwing the ball to for the latter part of his career. Gronk, and he had Gronk. He had Gronk for like the last the killer 7 to 8 years of his career, and he had Randy Moss for one.
He had the killer.
He still won the Super Bowl that year, right?
No, they didn't win the Super Bowl that year. That's the year they lost.
Yeah, that's the year they went undefeated in the regular season,
and they lost in the Super Bowl. So, so you're telling me a person that's throwing majority of Tom Brady's passes go to Wes Welker for the first few years. Julian Edelman, an undrafted player that played quarterback.
Okay, hold on, wait. Let B chime in real quick. Go ahead, B.
It doesn't matter who you throw to, as long as they catch the ball.
Does.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
It does.
Oh, it don't. It doesn't matter who you throw to, as long as they catch the ball. It's a bunch of no-name people who have great games and great moments.
Yep.
Yeah, the Patriots have a lot of them. You're right. Congratulations. It's because Tom Brady elevates the team.
It doesn't matter who you throw to.
Tom Brady elevates the team. They believe in Tom Brady. That's why.
Hey, they believe in themselves. That's a Patriot way.
You need to if you're going to play on the Patriot team.
Also, you got to take into account the 1 year that the Patriots didn't have Tom Brady. They still went 11-5
and missed the Super Bowl, missed the playoffs.
I mean, the playoffs. That was an unusual year. Like, who misses the playoffs with 11 wins? That was just really an outlier.
Well, I mean, this is the first time the Patriots haven't won 12 games in like 11 years.
Who was your quarterback on that 11-5 year?
Matt Castle.
Castle, who can't keep a job anywhere else since then.
Slow-mo. But when you're stealing and hacking into play calling from the team, and you. I mean, anyway, I could put you out there in a Patriots uniform, and you could throw for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards if you know what
if I know what the play is before. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I already know there's no way to change you guys' mind because you guys are still stuck in 2007 when y'all think the Patriots cheated for every Super Bowl they played in.
What else you want us to do?
That's okay. That's fine. I will continue. That's okay. I will continue to sit over here and reap the benefits of a team that I always know is going to be in the thick of it to the day Tom Brady retires. We'll find out what happens after that.
What you gonna do with all them jerseys?
Oh, I'll be fine. I'll still got I'm a Patriot fan for the rest of my life.
We already gave
Tom Brady ain't there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted Tom Brady to retire last year because I felt like Jimmy Garoppolo was the future, and Tom Brady decided not to leave, and they had to trade Jimmy. So I'm not completely just going to sit here and say Tom Brady's everything. I love Tom Brady, but he should have retired so Jimmy Garoppolo could be the future. I wanted him to be the person that ushered in the next 10 years for the Patriots, but we don't have him now, so we got to find another quarterback.
10 years because Bill Belichick ain't gonna coach for 10 years. Bill Belichick is going to coach long enough to win a Super Bowl without Tom Brady. Then I think he'll retire. I don't think he's going to do that, man. I think he's done after next
year. There's only one thing that Bill Belichick needs on his resume is a Super Bowl without Tom Brady. He has to prove, because everybody thinks that Tom Brady is the reason these Super Bowls are being won, because Bill Belichick never won one without him since he's been a coach. He's won them as defensive coordinators when he was with the Giants, but nobody thinks everybody thinks that Bill Belichick is just the person going along for the ride.
No, he's the engineer of all of it.
I agree.
Tom Brady isn't Tom Brady without Bill Belichick.
No, they're not what they are without each other.
He's the emperor.
That's essentially what that comes down to. Yeah, but it's kind of funny that Belichick catches shade
because
he's standing in the Brady shade, when I would actually go the other way and say, they kind of need each other, but it is like a system.
I'll say 75% of this run is Belichick, but most people will tell you that it's 50-50, and nothing can be 50-50.
Yo, if Aaron Rodgers was on the Patriots with Bill Belichick.
Aaron Rodgers, first of all, wouldn't make it as a Patriot because he's selfish.
Wait a minute, hold on. Tom Brady's not selfish?
Tom Brady Tom Brady isn't how much is Tom Brady making a year right now? Like $16-17 million a year? How much is Aaron Rodgers making? 32?
Does any of the Patriots make money? None of them.
That's because Tom Brady set a precedent that he's going to take less money for everybody to make money on the team, that he would take
less money. Then they should be able to pay the other guys that play well for them. Instead, they let them go because they don't pay anybody. All they say is next man up.
Because one player isn't bigger than the team. The only person on that team that can make anything happen outside
we can't say Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's the only person.
Money when Tom Brady wasn't offered the money because they don't pay nobody.
Whoa. Who's to say Tom Brady wasn't offered? Tom Brady, first of all, Tom Brady took money off his contract for them to re-sign Gronk 3 years ago. He actually took a pay cut for them to re-sign Gronk.
That's the contract that was that's a restructuring of a contract he already had. That wasn't that big to begin with.
Quarterbacks wasn't making $32 million a year 3 years ago. Now they are. You talking about Patrick Mahomes, or not Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff might sign a contract next year or within 2 years for $200 million.
Bro. Like, look, quarterback's been making the bag for longer than 3 years. It wasn't.
No, it started with old boy from the Ravens, Flacco. Flacco was the first one to turn it up.
Well, that was long. That was way longer than 3 years.
That was like 7 years ago when Flacco got that. But that was only like a $60 million. You talk about a $60 million guaranteed deal. Think about 2 years ago, Stafford signed a quarterback. What he signed, $87 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed, yeah.
And then you got they just signed a fully guaranteed contract for $90 million for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, here's
guaranteed.
All right. So where do we? I want to move on to some video game stuff. So where do we all stand here?
Before we move on,
go ahead, B.
How you feeling about the Super Bowl? What's your score?
I don't know, man.
Sounds nervous.
I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous in Super Bowls. I'm always nervous in Super Bowls.
Youngest coach in the game to get to the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, 30. He'll be 33 when the Super Bowl starts, I believe.
Slow-mo, and he came from the Redskins, by the way. Slow-mo
from the freaking Redskins.
Damn it!
Our damn tight ends coach.
I don't want to talk about that. QB, he was offensive coordinator.
The Redskins are completely incompetent.
The Redskins are. Wait, speaking of the Redskins, did you hear that they were apparently Greg Minuski was in interviews with possible replacements?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Slow-mo, what? That's another conversation.
All right, 30. I say 31 to 34. 31-34 Patriots.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to say 28-24 Patriots, and it's going to end with some controversial nonsense that everyone's going to be upset about because the Rams should have won.
Well, the Rams shouldn't even be in the Super Bowl just because of what happened to the
Saints.
That was
I would feel a lot better if it was the Saints in the Super Bowl against the Patriots than the Rams. I don't trust Jared Goff, and I think Drew Brees was ready. I think Drew Brees wants to retire on a high note, and I think he was going to put it all out there on the field if he would have made it. So well.
What y'all scores? So we got Slow-Mo's in the 20s. I'm in the 30s. Where you at, B?
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 34-31. But I think I'm gonna go with the Rams pulling it out there.
Is there a line with the last second field goal?
Yep.
All right.
That dude's got a boot on him, man.
All right. What about you, E?
I think I'm gonna put it somewhere around like 28, between like 21, 28. I don't think it's going. I think it'll be in that range.
21, 28. And Enrique, what you got?
I'm gonna go with the Rams 28, Patriots 7.
Oh no! And what I say,
I'm telling you,
28 Rams.
And Sue are gonna tear into that ass. They're gonna knock Tom Brady. The dude's gonna go back to the dressing room because he's gonna have some nasty injury. He's gonna come back out and not be the same. They're gonna kill him 28-7 because you know what? They can't cheat this time. They can't cheat.
Aaron Donald is a beast.
I tell you what, they're gonna get the beast.
He's
you want to beat Tom Brady? You knock him on his ass, and that's what's gonna happen. And then and they're gonna break his leg.
Oh,
and it's done. It's done. They're gonna break his and we're gonna see Tom Brady like Joe Theismann at the Super Bowl. That's it.
That's pretty
dark,
Enrique. He gonna break his leg.
You having nightmares about Tom Brady?
Yeah, he is. He one of those people that's tired of seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Yo, Enrique, I think he's talking to me and G.
Last thought on it. My last thought on it before we move on. Right? Yeah. So my last thought before we move on is it's very ironic that this is probably going to be as much as I would love them to make it back to the Super Bowl, this might be it for them because I see something with the team. Team didn't play as well throughout the year. They just caught fire at the right time, but very fitting that the first Super Bowl was won versus the Rams, and the last Super Bowl may also be won against the Rams.
Well, this time they're not going to be able to tape the Rams practice. So we'll see. And let me tell you what fitting. Let me tell you something. Wouldn't it be great? The football god said, "Yeah, Tom Brady. Yeah, you won your first Super Bowl against the Rams, but you know what? You're gonna lose your last against them now because you're a cheating motherfucker."
They'll still be 5-4 in Super Bowls if that happens.
Hey, you know what though? That's fine. But there's an asterisk next to Tom Brady's name, just like Barry Bonds. That's all I gotta say.
I just want to say one more thing. Lay in the chat said, BS Rams outplayed the Saints. Drew Brees threw a pick. Let's clarify this. If that dude did not completely clean that receiver on hadn't even arrived yet. It was the most blatant missed call I've ever seen in football. Ever.
It was pretty bad.
If they would have called that correctly, the Saints would have been in field goal position. They would have kicked the field goal and they would have won. So
with 4 seconds on the clock at least.
Exactly. But I'm telling you, the NFL the fix is in. I've been telling people this for a long time. They want those ratings. You know, they want the young prodigy versus the emperor. You know, it's like Luke Skywalker versus the emperor. That's what they want.
You don't think they wanted that Super Bowl versus the Kansas City Chiefs because that score was like 51-54, wasn't it?
Nobody wants to see bum ass. What's his name? Andy Reid. You know, coaching.
It's not about Andy Reid. It was about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Pat Mahomes.
No, you know, like
Kermit. It's about Kermit Mahomes.
Kermit ain't no Pat, man. Man, I wish Pat was in Chicago, man.
You know what though? That was the defense fault though. You know that was
tired, man. They ran right back on the field after Kansas City kicked the field goal. They had to go defend. Tom Brady comes down and scores, and they get right back on the field.
Game was over as soon as they won. I was sitting there tweeting, "Call heads."
Yeah.
The NFL needs to change the overtime rules too. I think, like more like college football.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. No, let Mahomes have a chance to tie the game up. Like do like college football.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, if you're gonna do college football,
rules.
if you're gonna do college football, you need to just do it like college football and do it for the 25-yard line and not be a kickoff.
Then do that. That's fine.
I'm fine with that too.
I agree with that. Yeah. But if you're gonna do kickoff and they got to drive the field and all the other stuff, then they need to leave it the way it is.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to gaming. That was an interesting conversation with Tom Brady. So we'll see what happens. Huh?
I said GOAT.
Oh boy. All right. So let's get to December NPD numbers just came out. And boy, oh boy, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Hey fellas, I think it's about time I get a Switch, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, you gotta get a Switch.
Should have got one.
I think it's about time. I think I'm like this close. I almost got one on the way home today. I was just like, I was way too tired. I was like,
you need to get one. You need to get one. So real quick. So look, Nintendo is the comeback story, I think, of this console generation. We all know how poo-poo they did last gen.
Right.
And
technically, is the Switch in the same console generation as the Xbox One and PS4?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it released in the same console gen.
Same console gen.
Yeah.
Okay, but then what is the Wii U?
That was Xbox 360 console gen.
No, it wasn't. The Switch.
Yes, it was.
Not the Switch. The Wii was in the Xbox 360.
Oh no, the Switch. Well, see, that's the thing. It's the Switch.
But can we look at the
Switch
Wii
was
U, like similar
the Wii U? The Wii U was more.
Hold on, guys. I can't hear B. What were you saying, B?
I said, well, can we really look at the Wii U like the upgraded consoles we look at today?
Right. Exactly.
Why? Because it failed so spectacularly that it only sold 13 million. So therefore,
because Nintendo,
we can't really consider it a part of this console generation.
No, because it literally released the same. All it did was do 1080p gaming and add a TV screen to a remote. That's all it did.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you still had the same controllers basically, and then they added the
gamepad. That's it.
Gamepad.
Only difference.
Could you play Wii games on the Wii U?
Yes, you could. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hop right in and play.
Even the homebrew apps were the same.
You're right. I don't agree. I don't even think Nintendo believes that the Wii U was just a what's the word I'm looking for? An upgrade, not an upgrade, like an attachment to the Wii. I mean,
we didn't say attachment.
No. They don't believe that at all. But that was pretty much their downfall. They didn't expect consumers thought that's what it was.
Let's just admit they started from scratch. They said, you know what, this thing's a piece of shit. We're gonna release something else. You know,
I like to look at it like the Switch is Nintendo starting the 9th console generation early because they had no choice.
Look at it like that.
I can't look at it like
that. No, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a current gen release.
When did the Wii U come out? Wii U was released in.
I don't even know when it came out. That's how bad it was.
Wii U released in 2012,
which is 1 year.
1 year before Xbox One and PS4 came out.
Yeah. I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say they released 2 consoles this console generation.
Basically,
the last one was something. They said, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna hit the reset button. We're done. But so did
Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah. I do want to go back to the NPD because this is really interesting. The Switch is actually the best-selling gaming console in the United States for the month of December and for all of 2008, according to NPD Group. We were chatting. Forte and I were chatting about this before we went live, and I asked Forte, given his retail experience, I'm like, are you seeing these things move? And Forte is like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm selling out of all the platforms. This is the most selling platform, that we're selling right now. And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Especially given the success, I think, of the PlayStation 4, really, that Nintendo's has had this amount of success, and it's awesome. It's great for the industry. Whether you're a Nintendo fan, Xbox fan, Sony fan, whatever the case is, I think this is super awesome for the industry. And I mean, Super Smash Brothers, I think is according to NPD, the 5th best-selling game of 2018
in 1 month.
In 1 month,
1 month.
yeah. I mean, look, Nintendo is killing it right now, killing it. I mean, B, and I want to go to you, B, because I think you've been high on Nintendo. I've been a little bit of a Nintendo doubter this year. But you kept saying, look out, watch out. They're gonna continue the momentum from last year in 2018. You wait. And B, you were right, man. I mean, you dead on about it.
Yeah, a lot of people slept on them, especially because they didn't release a lot of games in 2018, especially the early half. But I felt like once the Pokemon release, and then especially once Smash hit, that was going to take them over the top. And you see what they did, in December, right after Smash releases. So it's just a testament of Nintendo realizing what their IP really is and how strong it is. And I think 2019 is going to be an even bigger year for them. Once they release the true Pokemon game, you're going to see you won't be able to find Switches on shelves, man.
Okay, so outside of the Pokemon game and Ultimate Alliance 3, which is the exclusive for them, what else do they have coming out this year?
Fire Emblem's coming out this year.
Okay, Fire Emblem's good.
They have the Yoshi game.
Do we see Metroid
here? I don't think we see Metroid this year. They probably tease it, and rightfully so. I don't think we see Bayonetta 3 either this year. But they do have that next Machinima game, that Met game is supposed to come out this year.
Yep,
it looks pretty dope. So they have some stuff. And similar to Sony, they super quiet, like the tail end of last year and going into this year. We still haven't had a real direct yet. And maybe they're waiting until February, on the anniversary and probably do something around then. But, hopefully they kind of lay out a game plan of what 2019 looks like, because I think right now the only game that actually has a release date in this first half is the Yoshi game, which I think comes out the end of March. So, they have some speaking that they need to do to their fans, to kind of, instill some trust, for 2019. But I think once Pokemon comes out, man, all bets are off.
Yeah, some interesting, real quick, guys. Some interesting tidbits of information from our friend Matt Piscatella at NPD regarding Nintendo. He said Nintendo Switch ends 2018 as the year's best-selling hardware platform, in both units and dollars. Annual unit and dollar sales of Nintendo Switch are the highest annual total for any hardware platform since the PlayStation 4 in 2015. Matt also said console hardware unit and dollar sales reached their highest annual totals since 2009.
You know what it is? Because Nintendo don't discount shit. So
you're
gonna pay $300 from the day of release until the next one come out.
Yep. But isn't it even more impressive? When you look at, because I was asking Forte this, and I think Forte, you said, you think that the Switch is selling so well because most people have, PlayStation 4s, Xbox One, Nintendo's kind of the cool new thing to have.
It's the sound
yeah, and you look at the fact that they don't discount anything on Black Friday, and they go through the holidays, and they're still $299, and they look at Sony had if you could find it, they had the
Spider-Man bundle.
the Spider-Man bundle, and they still managed to outsell Microsoft and Sony, even though Microsoft and Sony had very attractive bundles for the holidays. I mean, that's amazing.
They won Black Friday, Switch won Black Friday just because of an old IP that was released with the Switch.
Well,
Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Just think about that. Mario Kart 8, a game that's been out since 2013 on the Wii U. And all they did was just add more customizations, and they added all the characters to the roster, so you didn't have to unlock them in the Switch version, and just made it look a little bit more prettier. And that game and then tied up with Nintendo never really adding a game to bundle with their system as of lately. literally is what carried that system through the whole holiday, and it was still $300. Nintendo just adds product to the box. They never dropped the price of the box. Like Sony literally had to drop their PlayStation 4 to $200 and give you Spider-Man to sell the system. Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to drop the price of the system by $100. Same thing with Xbox. They had to have 5 different bundles out there. The Xbox One X, which is the most powerful system on the planet, had to make that $399 for the majority of the year, well, the majority of the November and December, to make the numbers that it did. And then Nintendo says, we're only going to make this Mario Kart bundle available one day, sell out of it. Then we're not going to give you any game with a system for the rest of the year. And we're going to dominate the rest of the year. Because everybody, like you said, I believe we're at this point now towards the end of the generation. A lot of people that have Xboxes already have their Xbox. If they have a PlayStation, they already have it. They're not really crossing between the systems anymore. If anything, they're waiting for the next generation to come. And the only cool thing to get right now, if you're a gamer, you want something new like slow-mo, is to buy a Switch.
That's I was just about to say. They're me. They're the guy that has the PlayStation. He has the Xbox. And hey, there's some games over there that I want to play, and there's some games that I have on my PlayStation and Xbox that I could also play while I'm out and about on the Switch.
Mortal Kombat's coming to the Switch.
That's wow. You know what's crazy? Some people are like poo-pooing that. Why is it coming to the Switch?
Why?
Who knows? You know how it is.
Yeah,
fanboy stuff.
They're probably saying stuff like it's going to run at 360p and 10 frames a second or something.
I don't care.
Like
you don't play Switch games for the performance.
Hey, look,
not third party at least.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate for a second. I understand. Look, Switch is great, and I'm so glad they have performed so well. And congratulations to Nintendo for beating the competition in 2018. But the performance of these games is a little And I mean, and look, and I understand it's yeah, you know, I don't agree with you don't play Switch games for the performance. I expect a decent performance, something. I mean, don't give me substandard definition.
Doesn't break this today. Slow-mo doesn't break the game. Is the game still playable? Is Wolfenstein New Colossus? Is it still playable?
I haven't played it, so I can't say. But I do. I have seen what WWE looks like on the Switch, where the voices don't even sync up to the music and the animation.
WWE garbage on the other systems too.
Yeah, it's garbage on every system.
I'm just saying that there's some games that they just look. It shouldn't be on there, and I really don't care for Nintendo pricing everything at $60. Especially when the same game could be had on another platform for like $20, like it's old, $20 on one play. Wolfenstein is one of them. It was like $20 on like Xbox and PlayStation.
Well, that's because it's been out on Xbox for over a year at that point, though.
But if you have, you have an old game that's coming out on your platform. You don't price it like it's a brand new game.
What about Diablo 3, which the Switch version is by far the best version outside of PC. I'm
fine with that if it adds more content and it's a superior version than what you can get on other platforms. I have no problem with that Diablo. But for games like Wolfenstein, for like the games like that, for that to be $60, come on.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you.
To the platform, man. To the platform.
It's
just like when games that release on Xbox first and get released on PlayStation or vice versa. Those games come at full price.
Right. I mean, I paid full price for Hellblade when it released on Xbox, and it was only like $15 on PlayStation.
Wait. Hellblade wasn't.
It was $30. It was $30 when it released on Xbox.
That's $30.
No, but it was also $15 on PlayStation when it released on Xbox, though.
The Xbox was a better version, though.
Oh my god!
Here we go. Here we go with the semantics.
So the Xbox was better just because it ran at a native resolution. That's the only reason it was better, right?
I'm messing with you guys.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to keep our banter down to a minimum until we get to Division.
Oh boy! Well, hey,
you just gonna hate? You just gonna hate on the game for no reason?
No, because because you're gonna fanboy so hard about it.
No, I'm not. I am not.
All right. Let's.
I am very reasonable about that game.
Let's move along here to more NPD news regarding Nintendo. For the month of December, this is actually really impressive because Nintendo doesn't report digital sales. 7 of the top 20 games top 20 games for December are exclusive Nintendo games. Which, I mean, that's impressive. That's impressive. I mean, you got to think. I mean, they're only reporting, physical sales, and so we have, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate number 1, Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 number 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is number 3. Battlefield 5 is 4.
I'm surprised to see that so high.
Yeah, me too. I was surprised to see Battlefield 5 up there. I actually thought NBA 2K19 would be 4, but it's 5.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 is 6. Madden is 7. Super Mario Party is 8. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu is 9. Spider-Man is 10. I was surprised. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey was 11. And Pokemon Let's Go Eevee was 12. And Super Mario Odyssey 13. Legend of Zelda 14. Just Cause 4 is 15. 16 was FIFA 19. Grand Theft Auto 5 was 17. Minecraft 18. Spyro Reignited Trilogy was 19. And Fallout, can't believe Fallout 76 on the top 20. At number 20. So, top 20 games for December.
These big franchises, man. People are going to buy it, even though the game is boo-boo. Yeah, boo-boo. They're going to buy it anyway.
E, did you say boo-boo?
Boo-boo.
Yeah. So, E, what are your thoughts on Nintendo, man? What are you surprised by any of this? You kind of quiet there, man.
Oh no, I'm sitting back listening, man. No,
he's playing his Switch as we speak.
No, I'm not surprised at all, man. Honestly, because, and like I told you, I have like evidence of how the thing is doing, because where, like I said, working in the school system, you hear what kids are talking about playing, right? And I don't hear as much about Fortnite anymore. And I see like more kids sitting around like the tables at lunch, like with a Switch, playing Smash like with their friends, or, playing something on their own if they're not playing on their phone, So it's definitely not surprising. I think a lot of kids got Switches for Christmas. A lot of adults got Switches for Christmas.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's the other factor I think a lot of people leave out of this equation is how big the Switch is with younger kids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the standard console that you can have inside your home. A lot of parents will look at that similar to how they looked at Game Boy and 3DS. You know what I mean? It's something that they can take with them. You know what I mean? When they're on trips and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's perfect.
So that brings the question to me. I have for you guys. Do you think because of its portable nature that parents are thinking, if this, let's say you got 2 boys, you got 2 gamers, the kids, and typically they may get 1 Xbox or 1 PlayStation for their family, but when it comes to the Switch, they're like, well, because it's portable, I need 2. I need to buy 2 so that while we're out on a road trip somewhere, that they both can play 1 instead of just 1. So, like, do you think that's happening? Where it's like, so you got 3 in your household. What about the rest of you guys?
Yes.
What is happening to Enrique?
What is going on with you?
It's my Yoda impersonation. Yes.
Yeah, I had mine initially, and then didn't know if my kids would, be into it, and then they started playing mine. So I was like, you know what? I'm buying another one because you're not going to just take my Switch away from me. And then my youngest ended up wanting to play a lot of Kirby and stuff. So Then when I got my taxes last year, I just bought a third one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, Forte, let me ask you a question, man, because you being in retail, do you see like a lot of people coming, and this is total anecdotal evidence. I mean, I don't want to say this suggests that all people are doing this, but do you find that at least where you're located, because you said, before we went live that the Switch is the top selling platform in your store. Do you see a lot of people coming back and getting like that second Switch because, now they want to, they feel like, hey, I want to be able to play, but I can't play because there's one Switch in the house. And do you see that a lot in the store now, or?
I will say normally that happens probably the next couple of weeks or months. I will, because tax season comes around. I know a lot of people that bought Switches with the idea that they're going to come back like around tax season to buy another one. I mean, $300. I mean, first of all, the Switch isn't the cheapest system to get into. No. You got to buy the system, then the games. You're spending every bit of $450 to $500 when you buy your Switch. So it's not cheap at all. So most people are getting the Switch now, and then when they get some extra money, they'll come back and get another one for, themselves, or they'll get one for their kids. But most of the time, people that are coming into the store now already have one, and they're just buying one for a significant other so they could play like Smash against each other. I have a really big community of Smash people. And mostly everybody that came to my store to pick up Smash already had a Switch, and they bought extra Switches on that night for other people. One thing I will say about Nintendo people is they are very generous when it comes to sharing their hobby. A lot of people, like, if you are a cool person and they know you very well, people will go out of their way to help you get a Switch. And I've seen it firsthand. It's pretty crazy. Because Nintendo is all about family, and it's all about togetherness, and it's all about just wanting to play games at their purest form of what they are. And the Switch encompasses that in everything that it does, with just being able to sit in a circle and play games together. So,
well, all right.
Enrique, did you fall asleep?
Enrique, he muted himself. I mean, I don't know. What have you guys seen out there when it comes to, like, Pete, do you know anybody that bought multiple Switches or have extra Switches in their household?
Not personally, like my friends personally that are gamers. They mostly kind of ignore Nintendo for the most part. But these are like older men. And their kids aren't at the time right now, their kids aren't old enough to really like get into gaming like that. But from the people I interact with online, it seems like there's very few people who only have one Switch. And typically when it is just someone who has one Switch, they're like a single younger person, in their 20s. And yeah, I got a Switch. I look the same way. It's like their secondary platform to their PlayStation or their Xbox. But if it's families, I very rarely hear of someone with a family that only has one Switch. Like me personally, I'm fairly certain that when I'm gonna probably get the Switch before this month is over. Maybe this weekend, maybe sometime next week. But I'm fairly certain that before the summer hits, my oldest son, seeing me play it, he's gonna want one too. And so I'm probably going to buying him before E3. I probably end up buying the second one, and I think that is probably driving a lot of it. It's a hybrid. It's a console, but it's also portable, and it's a really good idea. So it's a really good piece of hardware that Nintendo threw out there for the ninth generation.
Hey, Slim, let me ask you, because you mentioned it's a hybrid. Like, we've heard this argument a lot. Like, oh no, it's a portable. It's not a console.
Yeah. Some people kind of like we're talking about like the whole performance issue, and then people kind of fall back on well, it's a portable, that's why the performance isn't that great. But then like when it's docked, it's not that much better either. So the rumors that Nintendo's going to release a upgraded version this year or next year or something like that, I think that's something they really need to do as soon as possible. And if they do that, then I'll get another one. Because here we go, more, and I'll give my old one that's not that old, because I'm gonna buy it like in a week or so. I'll give that one to my son, and I'll take the upgraded version, because he doesn't care about performance as much as I do. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Yeah, because I mean, there aren't too many Nintendo fanboys that you really run into. But it always seems to be this kind of thing where, hey, you know, if you criticize it a little bit, it's, oh well, you know, it's just a portable. Can't expect a portable to be able to do what these other consoles can do, and yada yada yada. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but I mean, it's 2019. Can we get 720p? Can we?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it is a portable slow-mo. I mean,
you just said it.
It's a pretty impressive portable at an affordable price. I mean, look, you look at, like, if you wanted to do 1080p, it's not going to be $300. You know, I mean, think about that. I mean, it's not going to be $300 if you want. You know, I think
if it was $400, would you look at it with a more of a side eye? Like, you want me to buy the Switch for $400 when I can go buy another console, like a home console? It's going to be way more powerful. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, that's me personally. I mean, I can't speak for.
But the system loses its appeal once you get that high end price.
Yeah. I think at that price, it makes parents kind of look at it different. Like,
exactly,
$400 for a portable? No way.
Yeah, and then it can definitely break very easily because it's being moved around a lot, and so there's that to think about.
Yeah,
I can see that argument. I can see that point. Yeah.
The only reason they can get away with it now is because the 3DS, when it first launched at $249.
$249, yeah.
And the Switch is a way better system than that. So So I always tell people, "Oh, Switch costs too much." I was like, "Dude, I said, how many 3DSs did you have?" A bunch. I said, "How much? Do you know 3DS is literally $50 less than a Switch was when it launched?"
And the Switch is
better. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And Switch is better, man. I mean,
Switch is way better.
Yeah, by far. Hey, big shout out to Graphic God. Jay's in the house. He mentioned, you know, the world's most powerful handheld.
He has an interesting point. He says, "I'd be content if it was just a box under my TV. I'll never use it as a handheld." You know, maybe Nintendo could come up with a different SKU where it's just like a more powerful version of the Switch that's not portable.
Just come out with a more powerful dock. And that way it gives people
actually give it like how NVIDIA does with their GPUs that you can add it to a box separately.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But again, I mean, that's going to cost money too. And I think, you know, Nintendo, you got to believe Nintendo is kind of maybe somewhat price conscious too, and doesn't want to. I mean, given who they're maybe their target demographic.
I think that's the problem.
Price conscious Nintendo. How much is that control?
Well, no, Nintendo, because Nintendo knows their fans. They know their fans don't care about graphical fidelity in games.
But no, Enrique,
they don't
price conscious. Like I don't.
No, they don't care about graphics, bro.
No, I meant like, you know, they're aware, like they know that they're not that Nintendo the Nintendo consumer isn't going to pay, you know, $400 for a console.
Yeah, but they're going to end up paying $400 or $500 altogether when they buy all the additional accessories and everything else they need to buy for it. So I mean, altogether they're going to pay more money, you know, in some cases than they're going to end up. Especially when it comes to the games are all more expensive than the games that are on the competitor platforms. You're going to probably over a year spend more money on your Switch than you will on your PlayStation and your Xbox. Right?
Yes.
So I mean, like, Nintendo's really just getting y'all guys with the oldest hustle in the world.
But you got to think about it though, Slimo. If the Switch was priced at, like, let's say, you know, $399, you know, you still I mean, you're paying more money. I mean, like, you're going to pay more money than if it's at $299, right? So I think for them, $299 is kind of a sweet spot. You know, it's not a make or break for, I think, the Nintendo consumer.
Yeah, I'm not really talking about the actual console price. I think the console price is fine. I'm talking about like all the additional accessory prices. Like, what if you wanted an extra dock? Isn't that extra dock like, you know, a ridiculous amount of money, and it doesn't really cost to manufacture it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much.
$80 something like that, right?
How much is it?
Like $80. 90.
Yeah. 90 for that cheap old dock. Good grief. How much is that Switch Pro controller that damn near everybody needs to get if you got a Switch?
$70.
70 bucks, the most expensive controller, Xbox One controller, and the DualShock, which does so much more. It's got the
I don't know, man.
That Pro controller,
it ain't like nothing else.
I would say it's well worth its money.
Yeah, when I get my Switch, I'll get one too because
let me tell you something.
Everyone has to get one apparently. But
Slow-mo, it's my second favorite controller next to the Xbox controller. By far, it's actually the $70 is actually worth it for that controller. It's a must-have.
It is worth it. It
really is. It feels good. I mean, tell you, they did a great job with that design of that controller.
HD Rumble is something crazy, man.
Yeah, and that battery life is ridiculous.
Battery life is unmatched, man.
The battery life is so good.
Controller when it comes to battery.
I don't want anyone to say, "Oh, I like changing batteries." No, this thing is legit.
It's like 30 hours, legit.
Yeah, it's no joke. Like I don't know what magic they pulled to do that, but it's worth the $70. It's good.
I'm looking them up on Amazon. I'm just looking at some of these custom designs on them. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
But look, just to get hold on, just to get a Smash Bros like themed controller for the Pro is $104.
That comes with the game, though.
Yeah.
I don't see that here.
That's the Pro. Where are you looking at?
Amazon.
Is that through Amazon? Is that from Amazon themselves, or is that through a third-party link?
It says Nintendo Smash Bros. Ultimate Edition Pro Controller. Does not say
that's what the game. Ultimate
Edition.
Oh
my goodness! Real quick, I'm gonna go to live chat here. Airless78 says the HD Rumble.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Enrique. Go ahead.
Live chat here. Airless78 says the HD Rumble satisfies my girl. Come on, man.
Ooh-wee.
So,
hey, man.
Guys, check that link real quick, okay? Check that link. I don't think this controller comes with the game.
Hey, real quick before we wrap up with Nintendo, let me ask you guys something real quick. With the upcoming PlayStation 5, new Xbox coming out 2020, I mean, how's Nintendo going to fare? I mean, are they going to have to answer back like with what we've heard, the rumored upgraded Switch?
I think that's why they've been so quiet, man. When was the last time you heard anything from Nintendo?
I mean, it's been a little while.
It's been a while, man. We haven't had a direct. Everybody kept thinking we were going to have one. And everybody's like, oh no, it's coming this week. Oh no, it's coming next week.
Right.
Nintendo has still just been chilling. So I think if you look at what they've been doing with like the 3DS model, they usually upgrade it every couple of years. It would only make sense that they take the time and make the right upgrades for them. I mean, I think as long as they can, get current games on the platform, like every current game, I think that's all they really need to look at.
Yeah,
I think they'll be all right. I don't think they have to match the whole 4K or trying to run games at 60 frames or whatever the case may be. Like, I think as long as they can get every game on their platform, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at what they've done just with the indie scene, I mean, they've been killing it. Like every indie dev comes out like, yo, my game sells 10 times better on the Switch. Like, you can't match that anywhere else. I mean, people like the being able to move around with their Switch. I mean, and still be able to purchase games at a high rate. So I think as long as they get every game on the platform, they'll be all right.
I think they should. Improve their online playing. That would be good. But but it's like that's nitpicking at this point. They're doing a great job right now.
Sorry. Just ignore me, guys. Just don't pay. You don't have it. Forte had me talking before the chat, before we went live. He's like, man, don't let work stress you out. I'm like, man, it is. He's like, oh, well.
Don't let that stress you out, man. Too young for that.
Hey, Forte, your father's in the chat. She wants to know if you're doing the raid tomorrow.
What?
Your father's in the chat.
Oh, Lord. She want to know if I'm doing the raid tomorrow.
Yeah.
I guess what time is the question.
Yeah, who knows? See, I'm just curious to see how Nintendo might answer back with these new consoles coming out. So, because I do want to move on to something else. We talked about some of the games that are when we went live. We talked about some of the games that are coming out the next couple of weeks. I think 2019 is going to be off to a great start. We have Resident Evil 2 coming out technically Friday, but if you pre-ordered from GameStop, you can actually pick it up at 9:00 tomorrow night. My local GameStop called me to remind me. They were really nice, Forte, by the way. Well, they're very.
Here we go. They were very
I mean, the guy he's a little nervous on the phone, but they're nice. I've had great experience with this particular GameStop where I live, but it's funny. Anyhow, that's another story. So we have Resident Evil 2. Huh?
Well, there is something I do want to say about, and this isn't coming from a soapbox because I actually work for the company. We had I wish I could share more information about stuff that I hear in the company and how the company is perceived, because they do understand the perception for themselves, for gamers outside of them. And I wish people could really see the effort that certain regional managers and store VPs actually really look at the guest or the customer as the focal point of everything, and how they want the associates to bend over backwards to make sure that you guys get everything you want. I know that sometimes that's not perceived in the way that some associates come after, certain pitches in the stores and stuff. And a lot of that stuff comes back to the district managers in those areas because they feel like, they're stuck in their old ways about the way the company used to be, really pre-order driven and number driven. And so even if the company tells those people like, hey, just take care of the guests, it's still a situation where those people are stuck in their ways. And, it's kind of hard for dinosaurs to change their stripes. But I can literally tell you guys that this company, they know how important guests are to them. And they know that without people coming to the store pre-ordering games and trading in their stuff and all that other crazy stuff, that GameStop will disappear faster than anything else. Digital won't kill it. Customers not coming into the store will kill it. So,
but wait, but won't digital kill it? I mean,
digital going to kill it. No, digital going to kill it regardless. Digital going to kill it before, regardless. But customers believing that the company doesn't have their best interests is going to kill it faster.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's a couple of things that I've just run into, and I don't know if this is like an old way or a new way, right? But it's just certain things that, and I think I've actually talked to B about this, that just piss you off, right? Like when the Switch came out, they were like, you could not just go into their store and buy one without having to be like have one of those bundles pushed at you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
I know what you're saying. Like
it took like a while, and eventually, I just held off. Like I refuse to be forced, have other things forced on me that I don't necessarily want.
Yeah, and I'll explain that to you. And the difference is this: when every company has a goal. I can tell you this now that the Switch has already been out. The goal for my district was to have four items to every Switch sale. So a 4-to-1 attach rate on a Switch. Mm-hmm. Now, do they sit there and say that is the ultimate thing that you have to do? No, but they tell you that's what the goal is. Now, it just comes down to the associates in the store to literally tell people and what do they supposed to get with their Switch? And I'll tell you exactly what I did. My store was one of those stores that hit that 4%. It wasn't because we're just better than anybody else. It is not because we lied to customers and told customers that, when it comes to the stuff that you should have, that you should get it. We literally just were like gamers. We told people, it's like, hey, you're spending $400, you're spending $300 on a system. it's a portable system. First of all, you want to get a case for it. Are you going to be taking this Switch out the house with you? Yes or no? If they say they are, I would buy a case. They're like $20. I would tell everybody, buy a screen protector, because guess what? When you slide this thing in and out of the dock, you will scratch the screen, because my dock today shows scratches on the screen protector, and I'm a grown adult. So do you imagine your kid putting that in the system and not scratching up the screen? I'll tell them, like, hey, get a screen protector. And guess what? They're buying games regardless. Most people are going to buy more than one game. So if you just tell them the simple things like a screen protector, a carry case, they're going to buy a game and tell you, you're going to spend $300 on the system, buy the warranty. It covers accidental. Anything that happens to the system will replace it. No questions asked. Hey,
Forte, real quick.
That's the whole thing that people need to do. And if you're for real and honest to guess about why they should buy stuff, they'll do it. But people go out of their way to force things down people's throats, and that's what people get those bad experiences from.
Hey, Forte, that's a great point. No one ever explained to me about like what you just said, like especially when the Nintendo Switch launched. But I will say this: your a warranty plan, the price of it is actually very reasonable.
Oh, compared to other people, it definitely is.
I mean, compared to Best Buy, hell yeah. You guys, I used to go primarily buy my consoles at Best Buy. I won't go there anymore because of the warranty. The warranty is so reasonable. It makes so much sense, compared to going a Best Buy. It's crazy. Yeah. So,
buying the Wii controller, it's $20 at GameStop in its accidental plan.
Yeah. So
replace it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's great. So, I lost my train of thought here.
Yeah, so no, but what you're saying, that makes sense. I mean, that's the thing. It's it's all in how you approach and what you say, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that I was kind of running into, I said, well, what if I just want to buy the Switch? I know everything I need to get, but I'm good on that for now, And
it's just let it go.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case. Oh no, we can't. We're not selling just the system. We're only selling with the bundle. And I'm like, that's bullshit.
And when I hear that from a person like you, I can't sit here and say that you're lying, because I don't believe people lie about things that they say, even though some people embellish the stuff they say. Mm-hmm. But when I hear you say that, me being a person where my district manager literally just tells us what to do and just do it at the best of your ability, I hear you say that, and I hear a district manager in the area that you live in telling their people, this is what we need to do. This is like the end and all be all. You got to hit these numbers. And it kind of puts a lot of pressure on those people to feel like they have to do it. And my area, we don't live like that. That's just how it is in the district. And it's a shame that it's different in different areas. But I can tell you one thing, when it comes from the company, it comes from the company as, hey, this is the goal we need to hit. And just let your people know this is what we need to do. And then it filters down to other parts of the company, and different people perceive that number better. They want to be the best store in the company. They want to be the best store in the district. I don't care about being number one. My store was number 2 in selling VC. Why do you think we sold 400 pieces of VC the day that 2K came out? Not because we forced it down people's throat. We sold that much because we just made sure we did what we normally do, inform people about it. What can you do with it? And we just sold a lot of it, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's stuff like that. I did, because there's 2 game shops in my area that I visit, and depending on what I need to do, depends on the one that I go to. Right. So eventually, I went to the other one, and the guy he just sold me the Switch. I was like, "Can I get a Switch without all the extra game and all the stuff?" He's like, "Oh yeah, no problem, done."
Nice.
And that was a wrap. And then Enrique talking about with the warranty, I had the warranty on my X. I went to the store that I bought it from, and the girl told me that I had to contact Microsoft first to go through their warranty before the GameStop warranty kicked in. I'm like, then what the hell did I buy it from you for?
What?
Yeah, it was sense. Yeah,
I remember you telling us that.
So I went to the other one where the guy sold me the bundle, sold me the game, the Switch without the bundle. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. I was like, you know what? So my wife said, what's the lesson here? Stop going to that other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stop going to that one.
Yeah, so it's just stuff like that. I guess it just depends on the store you go into.
And that's honestly the story across the whole company, and it's not a singular voice. Even knowing the voice is the same from the top, is not filtered down. You know, it's just like when they say, I tell you something, E, you tell Enrique something, you tell Slow-Mo something. That story becomes convoluted the further it goes down the chain, and that's the problem that the company has with the messaging, and that's why people in different areas of the country have issues with GameStop more than others.
Yeah, because the one thing I was always stick to, and on principle, I will not go that. And I think I told you this before, Forte. It was like, stop trying to sell me an open game new.
And I always tell people that when it's my last one, I let them know. I say, hey, this is my last copy of the game. Do you still want it? It wasn't played. It was on my wall because I don't want nobody stealing it. But if you want it, it's yours. And if they don't want it, I'll find a store that's got one that's sealed for them.
Yeah. It just trips me out. They give me like the whole pitch. I'm like, yo, I get it. But I used to work retail, but I'm also like, you know, if I'm gonna pay the full price, I want to be able to open it.
You want it unopened, and I agree with that. Yeah. You have the option. That is your option.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great point, E, because you know what happens if you just open it and you bring it in.
I told them this before. If I walk outside the store with a new game, take the shrink wrap off, walk back in with it, you're gonna say, I can't take that. It's been open.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's happened to me again.
They're supposed to resell them, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, it happened to me at GameStop. So I got to argument because I had a game that I didn't take the wrapper off, and they wouldn't take it.
Yep, I had the same thing happen to me before too.
And I'm like, what? So anyhow,
they're kicking over displays like that, like that trans lady.
No, I wasn't doing all that. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, whoever you are.
Yeah. Did you guys have a conference call about that Slow-Mo or not Slow-Mo Forte? Was that talked about?
It wasn't something that they officially talked about, but they always mention like, hey, just be careful when you're mentioning talking to people.
Right.
That's all.
Did that guy get fired or anything like that? Did he get reprimanded?
No, for what?
Well, look, and today, I mean, look, I don't think he did anything wrong.
Sorry,
you never know, man.
Damn.
Look, dude, let me tell you something about GameStop. It is hard to lose your job at GameStop, dude. You can, the only way, dude, there's two things that you can get fired from GameStop for. One is messing with their money, and two is losing their product. That's the only things you really can get fired for. It takes a lot to get fired for like bad customer experiences because they always feel like business. They always feel like an associate can always get better at customer experiences unless you are just one of those people that people just don't like, because they'll coach you out of the store at that point. They'll always say like, hey, if he's keep having issues in this situation, just keep having conversations with them, keep leaving feedback, and then to the point where you did everything you can, then we can just let that person go. But you will instantly lose your job for losing their product and like losing their money. That's like the only two things that you officially lose your job for.
All right. Well, let's go back to our last topic of the evening. As I mentioned, Resident Evil 2 is coming out this Friday or Thursday if you pre-order at GameStop.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. And Resident Evil 2's got a lot of great reviews, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys have read some of the feedback from folks that have played it. And, we know about Monster Hunter being released last year. And we know about Resident Evil 7, which was another great game from Capcom. I guess my question to the panel is Capcom back? Are they back? I mean, look, they've released some bangers so far this year, in my opinion, at least.
Well, so far it looks like they're 2 for 2. We'll see what happens with Devil May Cry at the end of the year.
I'm a little suspect on Devil May Cry, but it looks all right. I mean, it looks okay. I'm just, I have some question marks, but outside, I mean, Resident Evil 2, I mean, the remake looks fantastic, and I think what's really cool is that they've kind of incorporated. I think they've done a good job. I think this is maybe part of the challenge of doing some of these remakes. Where this game came out on the PlayStation 1. Obviously, there were some limitations to technology and whatnot, and now they've kind of incorporated what people have grown accustomed to and what they expect. I think in shooters, but they've also incorporated a lot of the old, like you could play the game on like hard mode and play kind of like how Resident Evil was traditionally played, you know, with limited ammo. You used to have to get the what's that?
When you say play it like it was originally, like with the tank controls, like that.
I don't necessarily know about the tank control, but like more like with like the limited ammo. You know, you don't have this the automatic save points.
Okay.
You have to get the ribbons to get the you know, to save, you know, to save the game wherever you're at, to save the progression like you did in the original.
Yeah.
Because the game was hard. The game was a hard game when it first came out. I mean, it was a little punishing, especially with the tank controls that you mentioned.
Yeah, controls were the worst, man.
Yeah, it sounds like the controls are improved, but not. I mean, I think I've read some reviews where we're still can be a little challenging, especially when you're tackling some of the larger boss enemies. But other than that, I mean, you know, the reviews have been pretty positive, and so I'm excited. You know, it's just great. You know, I grew up like a lot of you guys playing, you know, a lot of these great games from Capcom, and you know, as we talked about Konami in the past. I just think it's great to see Capcom putting out some really great content, and so you know, I'll put this out to the live chat. If you guys think Capcom's back, I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, I started thinking that Capcom was back when Monster Hunter World hit a year ago. So I kind of felt like they were back then. And I think they're doing a great job now. And I think them riding the ship with the Resident Evil franchise was very encouraging, because right around 5 and 6, it was like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is not Resident Evil. It was almost like they were trying to emulate what the movies were doing, but the movies sucked horribly. So like, why would you emulate that? It's like, that's trash. Now you're making your game trash. Like, don't do that. So like, I like them going back to Resident Evil 7. Like, I mean, even though it didn't really have much to do with the actual, like, you know, the Resident Evil narrative, but it went back to horror, old school horror. And that's what it needed to stop trying to be an action game and be Resident Evil again. And I mean, like, for me, this game, I wasn't going to pick it up originally, but then when I played the demo, I was like, okay, this is kind of taking me back to, you know, playing this back on, you know, back in the day. And I think I'll pick it up. I think not right away, because this weekend's going to be me playing Anthem, and it comes out on Friday. And I'm like, sorry, I'm playing Anthem. So probably we'll pick it up eventually, but I'm definitely going to play it sometime this year. So yes, it's definitely a must buy for me, and I'm glad Capcom's doing well. Anytime a company is making good games and not in danger of being going bankrupt or something like that, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about that slow-mo. I think a couple years ago when they announced, you know, that they were gonna like kind of start re-releasing some of their like classics, or kind of going back to some of that, I think a lot of it we kind of thought it was just gonna be like a new coat of paint remaster type thing and throw it back out there, like nothing really done to it, especially considering where they were, because you know they were kind of taking L's for a long time there, right? And almost done for the most part. I mean, some gamers were calling for companies to like buy them out and stuff. So, but I think that first sign of life and that kind of turnaround was like probably like Resident Evil 7.
Mm-hmm.
But then also coming back with major support for Street Fighter 5, considering where that started.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, as far as them being back, I mean, they definitely have momentum on their side. You know, and if Devil May Cry 5 actually delivers, yeah, I would definitely say, you know, with that and also like Monster Hunter, like Slow-Mo mentioned, they're definitely on a good path.
Yeah, you know what's really impressive is their RE engine, which was initially built for Resident Evil 7. Some of the facial animations that I've seen in the Resident Evil 2 remake have been awesome.
Yeah. Did you see the part? So Rika, you played the demo, right?
You know, I've not played. I did not play the demo because I didn't want to. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't want to play a demo. I want to go in full in because I have so many fun. You know, Resident Evil 1 was okay. 2 was probably, you know, if I think about, geez,
2 was much better. 2 was much better than 1.
2 was better than 1. If I think about like 20 years ago, God, I can't believe that. I'm like, fuck, it's like 20 years ago. Where did that go?
The dialogue in 1 was, oh God, laughable.
Yeah, but I remember 2, man. Like 2 was just like wow, and 4 was the best to me. You know, like somebody you said 5 and 6 were garbage. Where I'd agree with you. But just looking at like some of the facial animation with the RE engine, man. I mean, wow. I mean, like even like the fact that they have this engine that's produced some really fantastic visuals and 7 and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and now 2 the remake. And they're using you know, same engine for I think for Devil May Cry 5. I mean, this is I'm just excited for like the future of Capcom and what they're gonna, you know, release next. You know, everyone's clamoring for Dino Crisis, you know, that coming back. You know, I
heard people clamoring for Lost Planet.
I mean, Lost Planet. I would take Lost Planet.
No, you would.
I love Lost
Planet.
No.
I would take it. Not 2. 2 was garbage, but 1 was okay.
You ain't like 2?
Oh man,
not 2 was garbage.
Man, Lost Planet and
well, we already know what 2 people on this platform can't stand part of the Lost Planet franchise.
I think somebody in live chat said we need a Bionic Commando, and I forget what else it was. I have to go back and look. Someone said Bionic Commando.
Others and Ghosts.
No, Onimusha. Make a new Onimusha.
Yes,
Onimusha. Yeah, that's
What did y'all think of the remake of it?
I didn't play the remake.
Rival Schools. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Rival Schools. Rival Schools. A good call by you saying there in the live chat. Aries says, Airless78 says Steel Battalion. Yeah, that thing costs $200.
Yeah. It still costs $200 if you can find it.
Yeah. You need like one of those long like picnic tables to put that shit on, and like, did they have like
Stalkers? I did love that.
Yeah, I would love
Stalkers. Yeah. No, I would like to see a. Oh, actually, someone in the live chat says, hold on, where was it?
Anything that's not Street Fighter, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a big Street Fighter fan?
No, it's just how many more ways can they make that game?
Yeah. Other Zinc says Resident Evil 1 was one of the greatest games ever made at that time. I don't know.
You know, I can't disagree with that because it was new.
We hadn't really seen anything like that before, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, E. We hadn't seen anything like that, but two was better than 1. I mean,
and 1 just hasn't aged well. Like the dialogue is so bad, it's laughable bad. Like when they talk, the words they're saying is just like, what? Who wrote this?
Yeah, I played through the remaster of that last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It still has like a special place in my heart, you know.
Master of lock picking. Oh my gosh, man! It's but it's like I think it was Skill Up. I was watching Skill Up's review of Resident Evil 2 remake, and he said he likened the jump from the original Resident Evil 1 to 2 the same way like Halo 2 was a jump up from Halo Combat Evolved. And I can agree with that. It was taking an already good game and then like really knocking it out of the park with the sequel.
Yeah.
What did y'all think about Asura's Wrath on 360 PS3?
You know what? Unfortunately, I had that game, but I actually never got a chance to play it.
Yeah,
I do have it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel
have live action cutscenes first time around.
Because I gotta be honest with you. Like when I think about Resident Evil, I feel so old. Because the first one came out like in 1996, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school.
Yeah, I was.
I was not in high school.
So if they were to do like another RE like from the ground up, which one do you think would be next in line? Would it be like RE3 or
4?
Veronica?
They gotta go to 4.
They gotta go to 4. 4 is probably the best in the series.
I don't know. I mean, 4 is. I mean, they keep putting that game out, people keep buying it. It still kind of holds up for the most part.
Yeah.
So I would think like either 3 or Code Veronica.
Yeah, they got to do 3 next. I think.
Code Veronica.
They just released Code Veronica.
They did release that Code Veronica
remake. It was like the
remake.
Yeah, they still had the tank controls and stuff, but it was like
remastered
stuff.
Hey, what was the one that was set in Africa? Was that 5? 4? 5?
That was 5, yeah.
Yeah.
And what you call him was on steroids, Chris.
Yes.
yeah,
he was.
Man, I was like, dude, he's on that cream and clear. That Barry Bond stuff.
What about Power Stone?
People
might be all right now.
People always talk about Power Stone.
How they bring it back?
I think you could do something with that.
Yeah, I think they could.
How about Final Fight? You guys remember that? That was on the NES, I think.
Isn't there a new Final Fight coming up? Or no, that's 4. Is that?
No, there's a new what is it? Sega game. No,
Streets
SNK.
of Rage.
Streets of Rage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Streets of Rage. That's right. Not Final Fight.
Yeah. Maybe they should redo Dead Rising.
No,
that was a joke.
So a lot of people didn't know this, but I forgot that Capcom published Grand Theft Autos up to 4.
They did 3?
Yeah, they did 3 and 4.
Oh,
really?
I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Capcom, I'm looking at
Are you sure?
list. I'm looking at the list on Wikipedia, and Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, 4, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories were all published by Capcom. And then that's when I guess it went over. 2K bought Rockstar.
Wow.
Hey, but I want to shout them out too, not just for the games that they're like putting out, like Resident Evil and everything else, but collections that they're doing are good too, like the Mega Man collections.
Oh
yeah,
like they put
Mega Man forever.
Yeah, they put a lot into like the presentations on those collections compared to some other collections that come out.
Yeah, no, they did. They did. Mega Man's another interesting one. Yeah,
because people, I don't know, man. It depends on who you ask about Mega Man 11. Like you don't really hear many people talk about it.
Who would want a new Power Stone game?
I've heard a lot of people talk about Power Stone.
I would love to have a Power Stone game remade and reimagined for the new generation.
Yeah.
I think I think Hussein's suggestion a couple of comments back about rival schools. I think rival schools would really, would really do well in like today's environment with like
on the Switch.
Yeah. It would be a great remake or a remaster of that game. I think it would do really well. Rival Schools it wasn't that popular back in the day, but I remember playing it.
I love that game, man.
Loving that game, and it fits so well with how anime is so like big now.
And you know what? In slow mo, they could go like a step further than just a fighting game. Like they could actually put like story element into it.
Yeah, they really could. It's a good point. Yeah. Hey, Hussein actually said rumor is Resident Evil 3 remakes in development. I mean that would probably make sense, I guess. I mean, I'd rather see 4 because I thought 4 was probably the best in the series. But
But hey, maybe they'll 2 is done. It looks to be amazing, and over a remake that's over a 90 on Metacritic is not. Right. That doesn't usually happen. So hey, go do 3. Do whatever one. Hey, remake 5 and make it good.
Maybe remake 5 and maybe 3 ends up being good.
I think after they do 3 though, I think that's when we see Resident Evil 8.
Well, you gotta, B, that's a good point because you gotta believe if you guys has everyone finished Resident Evil 7 here?
I
haven't played 7 yet.
Oh, okay. I don't want to give away the ending, but yeah, you got to believe after that ending that there's going to be a sequel to that.
Ridiculous.
Definitely. When you see, there's definitely a nod to the series at the end, right? Do you guys agree?
Yes.
So yeah. I'm not trying to give away too much, but that's why I'm like, let's not talking code. But you got to believe that there's, you know, that there's. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I think you and B, and Eric would agree that there's definitely a follow up to that sequel.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, Enrique, go full bore into it. Go ahead and talk. Look, how long has Resident Evil 7 been out?
No, I don't. But you know what, man? I don't want to spoil it, man. I just don't. I know it's been out for what, over. Shit,
I feel like the statute of limitations on spoilers is like less than 2 years. If it's been over more than 2 years, you can. It's your own fault for not playing it. So it's my own fault for not playing it.
I'm surprised you actually haven't played it, man.
Man, look, my backlog is serious.
Tomo goes back and revisits a lot of games you already played.
Yes, I do. Yeah. That takes up a lot of my time. My favorites, I go back and I play them multiple times. I finally had to uninstall the Mass Effect trilogy. I had to do it. I was just like, this is going on for too long. I feel like I'm cheating on my other games. I'm like, keep going back to old favorites. So I finally just uninstalled it and was like, I'm done. This is the last time. I'm not going through this again.
Quitting you.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah. I go through a lot of games again, and then of course I play my ongoing games the way like Forte plays Destiny faithfully. You know, I'm playing The Division. I'm playing Warframe. Those games they are designed to be time sinks for you to spend all of your time playing that game, and it makes it really difficult to play other things. So I've figured a way to try to tackle the backlog and still do those games, and it works. But I mean, I'm slowly going through stuff.
Yeah. Well, I hate spoiling this because I feel like for me, like the ending of Resident Evil 7 was like, holy shit. I don't know about you guys, B and Eric, man, but for me, it was like, whoa, holy shit! Like this is like it was. It's almost like it was such great fan service. I think at the end, you know, because as you play through the game, like there's no, as far as I can remember, at least as you're playing through the game, there isn't any kind of tie-in, I think, to the series or historical tie-in, right, guys? Until the end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like there's no mention of Umbrella Corporation or anything like that, right?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think through the story. No. I don't
but story. All right, so full. Look, anyone who hasn't played it, who doesn't want to listen to this part, just stop listening. I'll give you a couple seconds here. But you guys, B Money and Eric, you guys remember at the end where you defeat the final boss, whatever, and then the helicopter comes in. Umbrella Corporation, named soldiers, Chris Redfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, how great was that?
And not the steroid version.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not the.
I never thought about that slow mo, but you're right, man. He was like Schwarzenegger level rip.
The game cover is like a third of it is just Chris's arm. I'm like, damn, is he Hulk Hogan now?
Yeah, like, well, let me tell you something, brother.
You know what's funny about that cover too? Like the girl on the cover with him doesn't even really like the girl in the game.
She sure does.
Yeah, you're right. She does.
That cover's all over the place.
Hey, did you guys play it in VR?
No, I don't have a VR.
I heard it's scary as shit, but
ain't no way in hell I'm playing that in VR.
Yeah,
call me wherever you want.
Fun fact, Enrique almost didn't play RE7.
Yeah, man.
You know what, man? You guys made fun of me for a long time, man. I was like, I'm not gonna play it because they were scared, man.
He was scared, man.
Yeah, man. Hey,
That's when we found out he had like horror games. He was like, He's like, nah.
Nope. I'm like, what's his face? So Dave Chappelle's crackhead character. No. No, I'm not doing it. You guys made fun of me, man. You guys legitimately made fun of me. I think B Money was on the floor.
You got clown, man. You got clown.
Yeah. You guys are clowns.
What was another one that you didn't want to play, like Layers of Fear?
I won't do it.
Yeah,
you know, let me tell you, I saw some of the footage. I did see some footage from Resident Evil 2 remake. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about canceling my pre-order.
Wow, really?
So when you go to the store,
man, I'm scared, man.
So I see why you ain't playing that demo now. What? Because you didn't want to get spoiled. You didn't want to soil yourself.
Right.
Really
Slow-mo, hey, I can't. I'm not gonna confirm nor deny that.
Hey, slow-mo, when they say, so, sir, what's your reason for cancellation? Oh, just general bitch assness. And then Riga said with a straight face too. Oh, I know. I ain't gonna front bitch asses. I ain't playing that.
and you can write that down. That's fine.
Yeah. And that's one word, bitch asses.
Bitch asses.
But a little bit.
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
You motherfucker.
You motherfucker. I can't get John Blaze with this shit.
There were about 2 moments in the demo where I was like, oh, I'm good. You know, you know how like you jump, then you gotta look around, even though ain't nobody around. You gotta look around, make sure no one saw that. It was about 2 moments like that
right.
in the demo that got me. The part when you
don't spoil it.
The demo?
Okay. All right, it's in the demo. Oh, you didn't do the demo. That's fine.
I did it. Now, you know what? I did. So I did after B Money and Eric made fun of me. I did pick up Resident Evil 7, obviously, because we talked about the ending. And no, it was good. I mean, you know, that grandmother in that wheelchair shit used to fuck with me though. I'm not gonna lie.
Man. You know what's funny?
She was just posted up, just sleeping, like just would come out of the blue. Like
but stuff like that scares me more in things, or makes me uneasy more in things than like a jump scare or something coming after me.
Yeah, the creepy.
Yeah, there's like a kid standing in the hallway.
Yeah.
Like just staring at stuff like that. I'm like, nah, man, I can't.
I'm telling you, The Shining, the most scariest part of the movie, The Shining, for me, was when the 2 girls were in the hallway.
Bro, I don't know if I ever told you the story, but any of you guys ever been to Mount Hood in Oregon?
No, I don't want to hear it.
Well, the front of Mount Hood is like the exterior that they use for the hotel in The Shining.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's shot in a different hotel, but the front of that is Mount Hood in Oregon. And I did a shoot there once and pulled up at night, and that's what you see, like the lights in it and the darkness. And I was like, yeah, that's some bullshit. You know, that's all that kind of go through your head, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to see that. That's not for me.
I say like 2 games that really scared the crap out of me. One, when I first played the original Resident Evil, and when like early in the game you're walking down that hallway and the dogs jump through the window.
Yeah, man.
Scared the crap out of me. That one, and when I tried to do that Silent Hill demo that
PT.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the one that when they came out, they were going to make a game. It was going to be
it was PT.
It was PT.
Yeah,
that's the one with Guillermo del Toro and
yeah. I forgot the name of it. I ain't finished that.
Nope, I wouldn't even touch that, man. Sorry.
Nope. I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, see, so some things like that atmosphere mess with me more than like a monster chasing, right? So like if you turn a corner and then like there's something standing there looking, and then you turn around and it's gone. That shit.
Oh yeah, that shit creeps me out. Yeah, I tell you, the old lady, man, like
the old lady was tripping me out, man. I was like, why is she here?
Yeah, she was just there.
Up, man.
Yeah.
Like what's like even when I was playing Resident Evil 7, like part where you first see like they're at the dinner table and shit, and they're going like they're all like doing what they're doing,
eating body parts and stuff.
Yeah, or he's chasing here, piggy, like that didn't like freak me out. But
when
I come up. That
whole had me thrown off for a minute, man.
Hillbilly stuff turns me off for other reasons, but I mean, like but seriously, like when that didn't freak me out as much as I come upstairs and that old bitch is right there, like, where did you come from?
What does this bitch want? Why is she here, man?
And she's not even moving. She's like sleeping the whole time.
Then you go down another area, and then there she is again, and she's just sitting in the wheelchair looking at you. Nah, man. Nah, fam.
But I'll say this though, the tie-in at the end, and you know what's funny? Like when you're playing that game, I never like I think I at any point in that game that I ever think about the Umbrella Corporation or anything. I just didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I came in
like it doesn't put it in your mind to even think about it.
No, but isn't that the genius behind that game though? Be like that the fact that they didn't like feel like they needed to tie it in right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, you know, I talk about the ending. I mean, the ending just blew me away. I'm like, oh shit, that's Umbrella. Oh, okay. And there's Chris. And I'm like, holy shit, okay. And so, you know, to your point earlier, I mean, that to me is like, oh, there's gonna be, to me, that was kind of like RE7 for me was like kind of a reboot of the franchise.
Right.
You know, like the beginning, you know, and now we're going to go back to, you know, eventually progress into what we know as Resident Evil. So,
which is really needed in this climate because we don't really get that many great horror games. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I haven't played. I heard the Evil Within's really good.
Yeah,
I heard
did that one. I did that one.
I hear that too.
Yeah, I did that one.
I have that game too.
My only complaint about Evil Within the first one is like it kind of starts to overstay its welcome.
All right, do you know, Eric, real quick before you get into Evil Within, you know who won't play that game?
You?
Yes, sir. I'm not playing
it. Why is that?
Well, fortunately, you were in here for his explanation that he cannot play these horror games.
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear about how they fun of me
for bitch business.
You didn't hear how Eric said I was going to cancel my pre-order of Resident Evil 7 at GameStop.
Oh my god! Oh, you can't be like that, man. So you don't like scary stuff?
If you can get through Resident Evil 7, you can get through Evil Within.
No, so I'm not doing it.
Is it just video games or is movies included in that too?
Movies included too, sir.
Oh, so you didn't watch it?
Wow. So you never seen it? You never seen like the second Aliens and the first one and stuff like that?
You never saw The Evil Dead?
All right, here. Okay. So So my problem is when I was like 6 or 7 years old, my dad and my older sisters used to watch like Halloween and Friday the 13th. So I used to watch that shit with them. And it probably did something to me mentally where I'm just afraid of this shit. You know, have I seen scary movies? Yeah, I mean I have. Like I've, Evil Dead, other stuff. But I don't know, man. As I gotten older, I'm just like, I don't know.
My dad took me to go see Aliens, the second one.
I love that one.
That's not scary.
No, Aliens. Well, at 6 years old, I went to go see it when I was 6.
Oh,
and
that's
because I was born in 79. It came out in 85. So
that's right. Vasquez, my favorite.
Game over, man.
And you're right. It's not. And you're right. It's not scary compared to like other movies, but it's like at that age. I used to have nightmares thinking that a xenomorph. I would never want to sleep. That's when I never slept with the door closed when I was younger. Every night I would think a xenomorph is going to come in there and put a face hugger is going to jump on my face. And that was up until I turned about 13, 14 years old. And I knew it wasn't real, but it was like something about that just traumatized me like hell. But I just always like there's certain, like even to this day when I watch that movie, I know certain things are going to happen and I kind of like cringe up and I squeak and cover my eyes and stuff because I know it's weird, but I've never been afraid to like watch scary stuff. Like when I played and beat Resident Evil 7, like it was more of a jump scare to me than anything. Like that game is like full of them.
It's weird because Aliens, I don't think it's. I think Aliens is more of like an action movie. You got the first one is the first one is your typical horror, but the second one
was garbage.
What?
Really?
The first one was garbage. I didn't like it. I mean, compared to the second one, you liked it.
I mean, yeah.
It's two different approaches, though. Yeah. It's two different approaches to the same movie.
I know. Who directed the first one? Was it?
It was James Cameron did the second one. The first one was
the guy that does all of
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, Ridley Scott.
Yeah. I didn't like
James Cameron knocked it out the park. The second one. The second one's amazing. I think the second one kind of defined what
that franchise is now.
Yeah, and a lot of movies try to emulate what the second one did with having a diverse cast of like soldiers, disposable soldiers.
Yeah. I mean, that's where Starship Troopers came from.
Yeah. I mean, they even stole the design of the Marines outfits and everything.
Oh, you know Starship Troopers? Oh, I love Starship Troopers.
I actually like that too. Yeah,
Starship Troopers is good fun. It's just hilarious and over the top. But like you guys, I watched horror movies at a young age. My cousins used to babysit me, and they will always watch like Friday the 13th. They will always watch Halloween. I've watched Aliens with them, and I mean, it was really, my cousin always laughs bringing this up because there was a sex scene in one of the Friday the 13th movies, and I thought they were exercising. She always
I thought they were exercising
because I was 5, and I'm like, why are they exercising like that? I mean, it was like they laughed for like
hey, you know what? About that. Hey, Slow-Mo, I don't mean to interrupt you, man, but it's funny you say that because there's a show on Netflix called Sex Education, I think, or something.
Yep, yeah, it is.
And I've seen that, like the screen cap of it, but I haven't looked at it yet.
So my wife turned on the TV, and somehow Netflix was on, and somehow that show started playing. My kids were watching. She comes in the room. My kids were watching, and this guy is having sex with this girl. He's having. I think they were like doggy style, right? And always, she's like scrambling to turn the TV off. She couldn't like turn it off. And she's like, the kids are watching it, right? My 4-year-old, my 2-year-old watching it. So she turns it off. And she asked my 4-year-old, she goes, what was that? He goes, I don't know. And she goes, well, what do you think they were doing? And he's like, well, mommy, the girl was doing push-ups. She was
so, doing push-ups.
From a child's mind, you just try to make sense of it. You think they must be exercising.
So that's what's funny you say that, because my 4-year-old just recently said that dude's hitting him doggy style, the girl, and he thinks the girl's doing push-ups.
Man, but now look, I used to watch all that stuff, and so like when I became a teenager, I started just reading Stephen King. And Stephen King is freaking whacked out. Like I wouldn't even read Stephen King now, just because I don't know what that. I guess I was just into horror stuff at that age, and
I used to watch movies, man. I used to watch, the Pet Cemetery. Remember Pet Cemetery? Remember that little kid Cage? What's his name? Gage. Remember? Yeah. Came back, mommy, I love you. It's something crazy. This shit will fuck me, like fuck with me. I'm like,
yeah, he was like, he stalked her all throughout the house. So he wanted to play. Look, but the sad thing is that his compared to his books, his movies are like watered down children's versions of his books. His books are there's some stuff in his books, like in It. Like, I don't know what he was on, and
he was on drugs, man. He was on cocaine.
Yeah, he admitted he was on some drugs when he wrote It. I'm like, yeah, I can tell. I can even tell when you were super high when you wrote the child's, the child train they ran on a girl. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, what is wrong with Stephen King?
Yeah, he was on drugs. I mean, even like the whole premise of like It, where he was like, did he have to like travel to like a different dimension or some shit in the books? I forget what it was.
Yeah. Like he sees an old turtle, and
the turtle like has the knowledge to defeat it or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this motherfucker's on some drugs.
he saw that turtle himself when he was high. Like, passed out on the floor. That turtle was talking to him.
I see a clown. I see a turtle. So they don't like each other. Something's going on.
Yeah, it's certain things that like will freak me out more. Like I said again, like Jason, Freddy, stuff like that doesn't really scare me. Like I said, and I kind of like laugh at it more. Something that actually scares me more is something like The Sixth Sense, because it kind of taps into a thing that could actually be a little bit more creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like when a little boy goes to take a piss, and the lady walks by the bathroom window, by the bathroom door,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you feel like that could literally happen if you're in your house and you turn and there's somebody standing there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, don't say that, man.
Like, I'm not worried about a dude. Like, I guess you could.
He ain't gonna want to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I guess in this world you could be worried about a dude in a hockey mask doing something crazy, but you know, it's just it's just a different type of thing.
Or that part with the little boy went to go hide in his tent, and then the girl spitting up shows up like right in front of him. Man,
that messed me up, bro. I was like,
okay, you know what? I can't. My bitch asked this. Can I take this?
Hey, Enrique, one of these days, I'm gonna share actual like ghost stories from like my family out of Carolina.
No, we don't.
I got some stories. I got some stories that have actually happened to me.
All right, I'm gonna go. Hey, you know what? You guys have this conversation. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Paranormal. Hey, so you can't do paranormal activity?
Hell no! I'll be right back.
Is he really leaving? We need to just wrap it up. Let's just wrap this up.
Yeah, he's good to dip out on you like that, man.
He just dip, man. So
we could do a special Brad, man, where we share these stories.
I can't listen to those stories, man. That shit. No,
man, all you gotta do is just go look at. All you gotta do is just Google reactions to paranormal activity while people are in the movie theater, and you.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I remember they used to show people's reactions when they were advertising it.
Oh, but all the reactions came from the last 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because the last 30 seconds is ridiculous.
Seconds made up for the boring hour and a half. I was like, man, this show sucks.
Let me tell you,
it did suck.
Like, I was like, at the end, I'm like, okay, that made up for everything.
The Strangers was actually another really good one.
Yeah. The Strangers is good. Yeah,
I like The Strangers was really good.
Yeah, The Strangers.
All right,
but that'll freak you out because again, that's stuff based on things that actually happen.
All right, so let's
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Yeah. Blair Witch Project.
Let's wrap up the show.
At this point, we're just trying to make Enrique have nightmares tonight.
Yeah, because now people in the live chat talking about they had ghost stories. See, man, see what you guys started.
Hellraiser.
All right. So anyhow, let's just wrap up the podcast because we went over. But hey, everyone in the live chat, thank you guys for joining us again this Wednesday evening, and we'll be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please come back, join us, tell your friends about us. We are 10 subs away, 11,
yep.
10 subs.
10.
We are 10 subs away from 1,000. So please tell your friends about us. Get your mom, your dad to subscribe, whoever.
Hey, we get those 10 subs. Kojima come on and explain Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if we hit 1,000, Kojima's gonna come on and explain what Death Stranding is. And so help us get to 1,000. Dreadpool saying 9 subs now. All right, cool.
All right.
All right, awesome. Chief told me saying I have a ghost story that happened with my Xbox Connect.
Oh Lord,
boy. No, I don't want to know about that.
Chief, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah,
you gotta hear these stories, man.
No, I don't want to hear about that. I don't hear about Connect and no.
Man, about that life.
No, I'm not. I'm not about that life. So
yeah, the next 2 episodes of BRAP is going to be interesting. We pretty much are going to probably be talking about Anthem next week, and then the week after that's going to be Division. Should be interesting. I can't wait for Division 2. Actually, I'm actually pretty hyped about that. So I'm trying to get Cognito to buy Division on console because he wants to buy it on PC. I said buy Anthem on PC, buy Division on console.
Cognito's PC master race now, man.
Oh, I am too. I am too. I'm not. I'm
not mad at him. Hey, you got it. Flaunt it.
I bought Origin Premiere on PC so I could play it a week early. So,
hey, do you know the best place to play Anthem is?
If you go by Mikey Barra, it's on Xbox, but he's going to play it on PC too.
You know what's funny is he said that, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm playing Anthem on PC."
He gonna play it on PC.
Oh man, that was literally like one of those. I'm just gonna leave this tweet here for y'all. See you later.
I'm like, wait a minute. You just said best place when you're playing it on PC, but
okay. No, to be fair,
best place to play is on Xbox, but I'll be playing it on PC.
He said best place to play on console is Xbox One X. He did specify.
He does realize that PCs are pretty much consoles at this point, or consoles are pretty much PCs.
Same architecture. Only difference is closer versus open. Anyhow, all right. So
Dreadpool has a Connect Go story too. Oh, all right. So next week we'll share the chat.
Yeah. You know what?
For Halloween, we need to have a special brat, and we can start talking all about real ghost stories.
I won't be there. You guys.
Hey, how about we do this? We all get together one week, and then we all like live stream, and we just pick a movie night.
Ah, there you go.
And we all watch it with the community together. I mean, we're not going to stream the movie, but a movie that everybody can watch on Netflix because most people got it, and we can all watch it together.
Nope.
There you go.
Look at you, man. Come on, man. That's how you want to get to 1,000, don't you?
You gotta start doing these kind of events.
You gotta do stuff like this. I'm thinking about us getting together, having a game night or something where we all stream together and do stuff like that.
I'm down for it.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
Man.
Yeah. See, look at Enrique like, no.
Yeah, I'm reading what Chief told me said, man. That shit's freaking me out.
Your skin crawling, Enrique?
Yeah, I don't like that, man. Shit's not cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Our boss is a wimp when it comes to watching movies.
Yeah, you call it what you want, man. I just no, sorry.
Look, man, you shouldn't be scared of anything. I mean, you that quarterback situation there in Washington is pretty scary itself.
Oh, here we go.
You know what? I can't even defend my team at this point as a Redskins fan. People take shots, and it's just like you just not.
No, I'm still mad about y'all. Okay. Y'all should legit be upset about Sean McVay not being y'all coach.
Yeah, I was mad when look.
There's 3 head coaches from Mike Shanahan's coaching staff. There's LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay. And Sean McVay was the offensive coordinator when what's his face came along.
Kirk Cousins blew
up. Yeah.
But what was his name? Who's the coach of the Reds? See, I don't even care about the Reds. What the fuck's his name?
Not Jay Gruden.
Yeah, Jay Gruden. He was the OC for Jay Gruden.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And see, Jay Gruden's offense has not been good since he lost Sean McVay.
No, they have not. And I tell you what, the Redskins should never let Sean McVay go. But that's a whole.
That's what happens when coaches are in different positions and aren't really allowed to shine because somebody else is in front of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Hey, y'all say what y'all want, but I think what's his name? The Patriots offensive coordinator,
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels. I think Josh McDaniels deserves another chance. I mean, the work he puts into that Patriot offense.
Man. You know what, man? We're not gonna end the podcast on the Patriots, man.
Well, it's not about the Patriots. I mean, it's legit. I felt like I think there hasn't been really any coach outside of what's the name that coaches the Texans that had any like real success as a head coach that came from Bill Belichick. But I think Josh McDaniels has a chance, and I think that's the reason why Kraft told him that he'll give him more money to stay here because, like Slomo said, Bill Belichick's not going to be around too much longer. You know,
yeah. He's the heir apparent. He's definitely going to take over when Belichick is gone. I just don't think he's a good coach.
Darth Vader's going to throw Belichick over the rails.
Darth Vader's going to throw.
Strike him down.
I am your father.
Strike him down. Give in to your hate.
Please. Search your feelings. You know it be true.
Search your feelings, young Skywalker. All right.
Oh, Slomo, did you ever go check out that Star Wars video I sent you?
Yes. And by the way, Disney put one of the composers for Disney put a freaking copyright
strike on the video, bro. They removed it because Disney LucasArts went in and was like, bro, that's not part of the deal.
No, it's not removed. It's still up there.
Wait, you talking about on his video?
Yeah, the creator put a video out. Apparently,
no, they removed it. They did a video. He did a video like the next day, talking about them taking it down. Yeah, they took it off.
because it was somebody who does music for Disney.
Warner Chappell.
That put the strike in. And yeah, that's crazy, man. The guy spent $80,000.
Dog, it when you watch that, dog, it looks legit, bro.
Oh, it's one of the best fan Star Wars. It's the best Star
Wars fan film ever.
It is. It's it is legit. Like the whole Emperor and the lightning and everything, man. Holy shit, it looked legit.
Yeah, man. That's why I can't wait for episode. That's why I try to tell. I'll put it on Twitter again. Every time someone asks me, I'll throw it on Twitter so you guys can see it. But this dude needs everybody's support. He wants to do episode 2. He wants to put it out by the end of this year. It's going to cost him, he said, like $250,000. He can't crowdfund it or anything. It really just comes down to him just getting the money and doing it on his own. But if you go watch his videos, like his videos, you can support to his Patreon. Those are all different ways to help him do it. If you are a Star Wars fan, you deserve the stuff that he's going to put out. Hopefully it catches fire like the first one did, and we can get that done in 2019, because I can't wait for episode 2.
I'll tell you what, that the whole sequence with Darth Vader and and him seeing
Padme,
yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, like him seeing that, I'm like, wow.
It's called Vader. It's Vader fan film.
Yeah, okay. You could actually believe that's something that Vader was going through.
Yeah, because he's
that point.
He went through the whole turmoil and confliction that Vader went through. He didn't go through his portrayal of it is basically saying, we know Vader's a badass, but a lot of people don't know Vader also was going through a lot of turmoil every day, especially after the whole passing of his wife, just because he was in that suit and everybody, he lost half his power, because a lot of people don't know when you're with the Force is based on living tissue. And since he lost so much of his limbs, he was half the power that he used to be. That's why the Emperor in that video said, Skywalker's power dwarfed yours. And that's why he looked at him like, I'm still stronger than Skywalker, but he really truly isn't because of that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's a really good look. So everybody needs to go support that content.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But even then, but even then, Forte, he was still, even with not having his limbs, being robotic, he was still more powerful than most of the Jedis, though.
Yeah, the only person he wasn't more powerful was the Emperor, the Emperor, and that was another reason why he wanted him to go after the other Jedi, which I will not say who it was. People can find out if they watch the end of it. And then Luke Skywalker is the only other one that was stronger than him. That's why they was trying to recruit him to the dark side in the original films.
Yeah. No joke, man.
Oh man, Star Wars needs to make a comeback this year.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta wrap up. It's almost midnight. We went way over. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. B Money, Eric, Forte, Slomo. Always a pleasure. We'll be back on live next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
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 Tom Brady sucks.